Well, welcome you guys all today. I understand it's, again, a nice, beautiful day. I understand every single day I'm doing leadership work. I'm every single day making sure that I go and inspire. But I understand every single day that when you really need the technology that you need, every single day you must understand that you use the technology that you have so that you can help other people. I understand that's what I do daily. I make sure every single day I'm using what I have as my resource so that I can go and deliver content, because what's important every single day is communication skills and making sure that you go and brighten up yourself every single day in fame and glory and fortune and richness and abundance. I understand that's what everybody wants to do every single day, because as long as you're living life and as long as you're walking today, you still have a heart, you still have a heartbeat. So that's the whole damn show. I promise you either way that what's amazing every single day is focus upon making sure that everybody else is lifting each other up. I promise you that's the only point of recommendation today, is making sure that we're lifting people. I understand when I lift people every single day, I go and focus upon different areas of life. I go and focus on different traits. I understand when I do that, I make sure every single day I review my 24 hours of life, and then I look at myself and I make sure to self-reflect while I watch people, and then that way I make sure to go and have the body language necessary to be able to communicate better and better and better. I try to make sure every single day that I'm self-reflecting upon what I speak, because life is self-reflection. And when you understand self-reflection every single day, you understand self-awareness, and self-awareness is self-love. So I want to be looking at I today more than you. I understand when I do that daily, I'm always focusing on a better life, but I'm always coming back to the I. Because as long as I'm speaking about the I, I'm speaking about different ideas, I'm speaking about really encouraging people every single day to become the best they can be, because that's what I want to be. I want to be the best I can be every single day. I need you to want that also. I need you to want yourself to be the best you can be all the time. I promise you every single day I show up on the street, I do this all the time. I make sure every single day I go and focus upon my nice, beautiful strategy, which is communication. Because nothing else is worth it. I realize only communication skills is going to get you somewhere. I realize if you want the Ferrari, I realize if you want to achieve something, I realize if you want all the plastic money in the world, you can do it through communication skills only. You can talk your way there. I realize the best kind of sales pitch or the best kind of sales person on the planet must learn how to communicate. But it's not about winning over plastic money today. I realize it's not about plastic money. I realize it's about helping people with plastic money. I promise you that's what the governments are doing today by giving out those loans today. I understand, although what's amazing is when you grab those loans, make sure that you understand finance. Because if you don't understand finance, I realize they'll make you work for that money that you got for yourself, in terms of that you get for yourself. I understand that what's amazing is, I realize what's amazing every single day is that when you're working a 9-to-5 job, you're not working for the plastic money. Because you're worth more than $25 an hour, you're worth more than $8 an hour, you're worth more than $100 an hour. Do you understand? So what's important here is how much information are you giving, because the more information you give, the better you're going to be in all areas of life, because that's what life is. I realize life is self-reflection upon giving information to make sure that you succeed every single day. I understand when I succeed every single day, I find information to give for everybody. Do you understand? So when I find information for everybody, I make sure I go and grab that knowledge so I can research it, and so that I can become something of a scientist about it, so that I can become an expert in something. I understand when I become an expert in something, I realize I just know my I. I just know one word, which is the I, love you. I promise you I'm an expert in the word I love you. I promise you that's my only expertise. I promise you that's why I speak all day long. I speak every single day to make sure that I can communicate to grow myself in maturity. Because if you want to become more mature, you have to speak up more. You have to be something much more than you are every single day. So every single day I'm focusing upon communication skills to get me higher in life. Because spiritual planes, in terms of higher fields of vibration, are the nice, beautiful communication methods that you have every single day. You must understand every single day I'm focusing upon making sure that I go and really grow thyself. I understand when I grow thyself, I go and grow thyself in all ways possible. Everything in terms of life, in terms of nice, beautiful information, I realize every single day you're surrounded by it. I realize you're surrounded by information, you're surrounded by everybody who has a story, and it's about extracting that story from people so that they can give it. By making sure every single day you're giving them so much ideas so that they can do it for themselves. Because that's what life is. I realize life is about making sure that everybody's speaking up in terms of their story, because that's what leaders do. I promise you anything that's a leader today is giving information. And when you're giving information, you're looking from the heart, you're looking from the soul, you're looking from deep inside. You create yourself a YouTube channel and Instagram and social media, and then you understand why you can always be much more. You can always be much more than you are when you're communicating more. I promise you, I feel like unstoppable right now, because I understand so many people are always watching me every single day, and that's because I'm a public speaker. I realize now you have to understand that because I go in front of the crowd, I realize that's the whole point. I realize the whole point is go in front of a crowd and go and speak and speak and speak, and you'll never die. There's no dying when you can speak up more. I realize as long as you're talking in this lifetime, you're never going to die. I mean, how can you die when you're speaking up more? You can never die. But those who pass away today, I realize those who pass away and die are the ones who don't want to talk anymore. I mean, why? I mean, why do you want to die? I mean, just talk more and you'll never die. I mean, I believe that you can truly live 200 years of age and more in this lifetime. But you just have to talk up. You just have to talk and talk and talk. You have to choose to live life. You have to choose it. You have to choose to be 100 years of age. You have to choose to be 1,000 years of age. I believe you can be 1 million years of age in this lifetime and more. I promise you what the deal is every single day is focusing upon a better you and making sure you prevent sickness. So ways that I prevent sickness every day is I make sure I have a 6 p.m. curfew. I stay indoors from 6 p.m. to 10 a.m. I mean, why is that? Because at night time, it's very cold. I like to be indoors. I understand when it's night time. I understand a lot of drug addicts go from 6 p.m. to 10 a.m. I understand a lot of drug addicts are running in the streets at night time. I get away from them. I go inside my doors. I start doing something on YouTube. I start going on social media and connecting with people. I connect with people in a way that I go connect with myself the most. I understand that what's amazing every single day is if you want more time, you have to give yourself more time. You have to understand that if you're giving your time to your wife or husband or kids or your friends or the crowd around you, I realize now you must understand that the more time you give them, I realize that's the more time you neglect yourself. I give no time to anybody of you. I will give you none of my time. I mean, you understand? I'll give you none of my time. I don't care who it is. I don't give my biological parents anything in terms of time. I mean, you understand? Because I give it for myself. I don't give anybody my time. I keep my time for myself. I love my time so much because it's so valuable that I never give my time to anybody else. I make sure when I give you my time, I'll consistently go up to you to teach you something, and that's it. I don't go on Facebook and Instagram talking to women and friends and people from the past and new people today. I don't go on Facebook to do that. But I go to real estate. I go to real estate because I understand when I get some real estate, I make sure I get the money. And how do I get the money to get real estate? I understand either way that what's important is I become famous. I become famous, I understand I got the money to get the real estate. I always have the money to get the real estate when I become famous. So what am I doing today? I'm increasing my attention so that I can get some real estate. I realize now when you get in real estate, you have to get the knowledge, don't you? So who's going to teach you? You have to teach yourself real estate. You have to teach yourself how to get real estate. You have to teach yourself the ins and outs of real estate. I mean, how do you really make money in life? You have to teach yourself how. I mean, how do you really become a leader? I mean, how do you really do public speaking in front of a street like this? You have to teach yourself how. I promise you, nobody else teaches me how to stand here and speak. I teach myself because that's what a leadership guru does. I promise you, nobody's going to teach you really how to do this unless you step up and do it. I mean, you understand? I'll give you the ideas based on what I believe and how my experience is, but you have to find out for yourself. Otherwise, don't go by my word. Otherwise, go and find out by yourself how it is to do a busking performance on the street. I mean, you understand? So I'm always focusing upon different areas of life where I can go and really speak and speak and speak and speak and speak because I understand that's life. I understand when I speak more, I understand I give more. I give more of what? I give more abundance. I give more wisdom. I give more super abundance. I give more surplus. I give more wisdom in terms of ideas and in terms of information to help your life. Because when I help your life and your kids' lives, I promise you I become great, don't I? I promise you that's what it's about. I promise you it's not about plastic money. I promise you many people are chasing plastic money. I realized just recently a teenager comes up to me and says, I want to make money, bro. I mean, I realize he doesn't care about health though. I realize he wants to make money. I realize it's all about plastic money. But he doesn't want to, I realize he doesn't want to help his heart in terms of his heart. I realize he wants to die from a heart attack, but to have plastic money. I mean, you understand? I mean, understand that what's much more important than plastic money is helping people first. You help people first, and then you have the plastic money. I mean, don't chase plastic money, because plastic money is not something that makes you happy. I promise you, what makes you happy is giving information. I promise you, the more you give information, and the better your health, I realize the more happy you are. I promise you, plastic money, I realize many people are running to plastic money. I realize they're running 8 hours a day at a 9-to-5 job. And guess what's happening? I realize they're getting fatter. I realize they're getting uglier. Or else they're not increasing their fame, or else they're becoming nobodies of life. Or else what's a nobody for me? Or else a nobody for me is somebody who just goes with the crowd and doesn't want to be famous. Or that's a nobody for me. I mean, you understand? But everybody's a somebody. But I want you to understand there are somebody who can actually be seen by most of the world is a somebody. I mean, you understand? Because they're famous. I mean, everybody understands Beyonce. I mean, who understands you in life? I mean, just your family. I mean, just your family. Only 50 people around you. Or maybe 10,000 people in your lifetime maybe talk with you. I mean, you understand? Or else everybody has a small social circle. I have the smallest social circle in the planet, but I just have I. I just have my one word, which is my I love you. I promise you, that's my only friend. I promise you, my only family member, I realize my only true friend is I. I promise you, that's it. I promise you, everything in terms of life, in terms of your social circle, I promise you, they all go somewhere else. I promise you, they all leave you very soon. I promise you, everybody passes away very quickly. I mean, do you understand? So who's left behind with you? I mean, just you? I mean, everything in terms of life, you must understand, you start with yourself and you end with yourself. I mean, every single day you must understand that's life. I mean, life is walk alone, but make sure you're lifting people along the way. I understand when I lift people, I make sure I get ready. I get ready to have some real estate with me. I get ready to make sure that when I really live my life, I live it in the best type of way. I live it making sure that I go and really encourage myself to do better. I understand when I do better all the time, I'm making sure every single day I always have more to give. I understand when I have more to give, I'm making sure every single day there's always something more I can do to help the world. I mean, only in communication skills can you help the world. I mean, when you're helping in terms of life, you have to understand that sometimes your business cards will fly away. But guess what? I realize that this video is much more important than me going to pick up my business card over there. I mean, you understand? Because what's important is every single day I focus on a greater life. I focus on helping you rather than going over there and pausing this video to get the business card. I mean, you understand? I mean, when your business cards fly away from you, I mean, just keep talking. I mean, try to set up your business cards as best as you can. But then guess what? I realize that one or two may fly away. But guess what? You let it be. Because somebody else will pick it up. I mean, you understand? I realize that what's amazing every single day is focus upon a better life. And when you do so, I mean, put a jumper on. I understand in summer, I'm very cold. I'm very cold today. I mean, look at me, I have a jumper on. I understand that what's amazing is sometimes it can be summer and very cold as well. I mean, sometimes it can be winter and very hot. I mean, do you understand? So realize, always bring a jumper with you. I have a trolley, I bring a trolley with me everywhere. Because I understand that I never want to go to Woolworths anymore and pick up the nice beautiful basket, because I still go to Woolworths, I just never grab the basket anymore at the Woolworths and these supermarkets. I understand when I go into a clothing store, I bring my trolley with me. I understand when I go and walk somewhere, I bring my trolley with me. And why? Because I pump up music with my portable speaker and everybody's watching me while my music's playing. I promise you, I love the spotlight like that. But then guess what? I never have to carry my shoulder bag anymore because my shoulder bag goes in my trolley. I never have to carry my table anymore. I never have to carry a shopping bag anymore. I carry it with my trolley. I'm 28 years of age. I mean, over the next 72 years, I'll be carrying this trolley around everywhere. So I never have to put something like a backpack on myself anymore. I never have to carry a backpack anymore. I have a trolley. I'll just push my trolley because it's much easier for me. I mean, they're saying I never want to carry anything other than one phone in my pocket. So to do that, I carry a trolley with me. I love to have one phone in my pocket and that's it. I mean, they're saying, but either way, I have two phones. I love to have two phones in my pocket now because I work two phones. I have to have 4 phones in my life. I have to get myself another 2 phones. I understand, although that what's amazing is every single day, find yourself a goal. I mean, make a goal for yourself and then achieve it in small increments. I understand, for example, I have a Mega Drive. I have a Mega Drive storage online where I put all my content online. I understand that what's amazing is when you have an online storage where you can put all your photos and all your videos of yourself throughout your lifetime so you never be lost. I understand one of those ones, I understand either way. I put all my courses into it. I put all my photos, I put all my fashion photos into it. I put everything that I have from my life into that online storage so you never be lost. I understand, although, that everything I've given in that Mega Drive, I understand I have so many passions in that Mega Drive. I love to sing. I love to do rapping. I love to do music production. I love to go and also make sure that I go and public speak. I make sure I do busking. I make sure I do acting and comedy. I make sure I have these little type of nice, beautiful segments of eating and how I eat and how I do veganism and how I shop and what I shop for. And I have all these little small hobbies in my nice, beautiful Mega Drive because of what I've given. And then what I do, I make sure I watch Netflix, I watch all these nice, beautiful aspects of life, but I do it in small details. And when I do it in small details, I realize that, let's say you have 1,000 hobbies, but how are you supposed to, I mean, you're never supposed to, but how do you really, let's say, do 1,000 aspects of life at once. I mean, how? You grow. You understand? So when you grow, you must understand that's the only foundation. So when I want to do 1,000 hobbies at once, I grow, but I make sure I do everything at a little bit of time. So when you want to do 1,000 hobbies at once, you do a little bit of Netflix, and then you go on a bit of YouTube, and then you go a little bit of eating, and then a little bit of eating while you're writing something. And then while you're writing something, I mean, put some music on, and then just consciously do something very small along the day that helps grow you. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure I have many hobbies, but those hobbies, I realize if I want to watch Netflix, but I also want to read, and I want to go on social media, and I want to bask as well at the same time, I mean, how can I do Netflix now? I mean, how can I watch Netflix when I'm doing this? I realize now what I do is I do this first, and then I do Netflix. So that's amazing every single day. I focus upon a better life every single day to make sure I have something of high quality. So when I have high quality to give you every single day, I focus upon how can I really do that. I focus upon every single day making sure that I have my life much better. I understand when my life's much better, I focus on small details. I focus on the small picture of life. I understand that's I realize that's the only way of life. I understand it's really make sure every single day you focus upon something better for yourself. But when I go and really change, I'm task shifting. I'm goal shifting every single day. I'm going from small aspects of activities into other small activities that I can do, because sometimes just doing music production all day long gets boring. I mean, imagine when you're just doing music production and that's it. I mean, sometimes you want to talk to a girl. I mean, sometimes you want to talk to a guy. I mean, sometimes you want to go out and drink something. I mean, you understand? So do small activities. I mean, do music production for 2 minutes, and then do some Netflix for 2 minutes, and then do some YouTube for 2 minutes, and then do some writing for 2 minutes. I mean, change around a bit. And then it gets much more interesting. And then do some synonyms for 2 minutes. And then do some nice, beautiful YouTube reading for 2 minutes. And then go on Google and search up a question for 1 minute. And then go and really do these small activities, because that's how I do my life. I do my life in small activities. And then I go and do singing for 2 minutes. I do it for 2 minutes, and then I listen to my track again, so I can go and really beatbox or sing to my track. And then I do that for 2 minutes, and then I change over to Netflix again. I mean, I just did that for 2 minutes, but then I change over to Netflix again, and I watch a bit of films because it makes me happier. I mean, you understand? And then if I realize after 2 minutes, I realize I may want to go into my actual music production computer and make a beat, because it makes me happier. And I just want to make a little beat, and then I'll go back to Netflix for another 2 minutes. And then I go to YouTube again to read something, and then I upload my content. I upload 100 photos, and then I exchange, and then I make sure to eat something along the way while I'm doing all that as well. I mean, do you understand? So I'm always doing these little small activities. So while I eat small bits of nice, beautiful food at a time. I'm always eating a bit. I'm only ever eating a bit by bit. I understand that what's amazing every single day is understand when you're doing little by little, you'll be much more interesting. But let's say you just want to eat all day and that's it, or else that's boring. Or else if you just want to life coach all day long, or else that's boring. I mean, you understand? I mean, listen to me. I promise you that what's amazing is this over here, I can do it all day. But it's very interesting for me to do it. But what's amazing also, I want to add some writing to it as well. I want to do some writing in my journal. I want to sing. I want to do some music production. I want to go be a rapper as well. I want to do other aspects of life, and not just this, but this is just one aspect of my day. Or else, now imagine every single day waking up and understanding you're going to come here for 1 hour every single day in front of people and public speak. Or else, that's very exciting. It's very exciting to do that. I mean, every single day, and that's your schedule. But sometimes you do it 2 hours in front of people, and sometimes you do it 3 hours, and sometimes you do it 6 hours in front of people. I mean, how about this for your schedule? I mean, how about you wake up every single morning, and from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., you're in front of people like this. I mean, isn't that exciting? I mean, that's very exciting. And then from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., you're maybe watching Netflix and singing and doing some rapping and some music production, and then you're always constantly changing your nice, beautiful resume, which is making sure every single minute you're doing something different. I mean, do something different. I mean, instead of just walking for 5 hours while listening to something on YouTube, I mean, walk 1 minute while you're listening to something on YouTube, and then go and write something down and write a quote down along with that, and then go and listen to some music on Spotify just for 1 minute, and then go and listen to somebody that you really admire for 1 minute, and then go on Netflix and watch Netflix right here and watch a film for 1 minute. You understand? and then go to where you want to go in terms of a shop for 1 minute to just see something. I mean, change it up a bit. I mean, you understand? So when I do this every single day, I can make sure I can change up my nice beautiful communication, and I can start doing some comedy work right now. I can start doing my nice beautiful singing right now. You now mine in your arms, eh? You see how I go, eh? Hey, I'll show you my heart, eh? You my love all day, eh? You see how I go now, eh? You enjoy me now, eh? I'll show you amazing, babe. You're my love, babe. I mean, do you understand? So I'm always changing something. I'm changing. So why did I just change like that? Because it makes me happier to sing a bit. I mean, it just makes me happier. I mean, do you understand? So I exist in the moment of vibrance. I deliver quality in silence. I just show up with Miley Cyrus. I understand you love silence. I mean, it just makes me happier to do that. I mean, it's just a change. I mean, I just change a bit. But it makes me happier to just express myself in a different way just for 1 minute. Alright, now, if you're just with your family for 1 minute or whatever, and then guess what? You go on the computer for 1 minute, and then you go and do a bit of this for 1 minute. I mean, just do something for 1 minute that's different. I mean, change your activity for 1 minute, and then live your life 1 minute at a time. I mean, you understand? And then live your life 1 second at a time and 1 segment at a time. So when you're doing something, and let's say your wife is saying, come over here and come over here, but you have to put your phone over here. So your wife wants you over there, but you have to put your phone over here. I mean, you're already going to put your phone on your nice, beautiful portable speaker. So go and just go and do that segment. I mean, that's one segment, and then go to your wife. I mean, you understand? I mean, finish off the segment that you want to do. I mean, finish off the goal. So the goal is right now, I want to put my phone on my nice, beautiful portable speaker, because that's one segment. I placed my nice beautiful phone on the portable speaker, but the way that I walk through it is one segment, and I place it, and it's done. I mean, now what do I do? I realize I continue my segment of public speaking until 1 hour, because I have a 1 hour segment of this. But then I can exchange it and do something else. I understand that what's amazing is when you're doing something, you have to finish off the segment of what you're doing. So sometimes I have to go and write something down in my quote, but then something else is dragging me somewhere else. And then something else is dragging me this way. So what do? I finish off one task at a time. I finish this segment first, and then I go do the rest. And then I realize then, let's say I have one segment here and one segment here, but which one's more important? I'll go this one because it's much more important to do this one. And then I finish it off, and then I go over here. And I finish plan A first. I finish the plan A first, and then I go plan B, and then plan C. I mean, so every single day, you have maybe 10 habits. But go do your best habit. I realize, what's your best hobby? Or else do it for 1 minute. I mean, do your best hobby for 1 minute. And then go do your second best hobby for 1 minute. And then go and do your third best habit for 1 minute. And then go and do the rest 1 minute each. And then you get the best day. You get to do all of it in the one day. I mean, do you understand? So that's amazing, isn't it? Or else if you have 1,000 hobbies a day that you love to do, I mean, do it 1 minute each every single day. I mean, isn't that beautiful? You can fit everything into the picture. But let's say sometimes people say, oh, they have no time to do 1,000 hobbies that they love to do. And why is that? Because they're dedicating life coaching 12 hours a day, while they're doing Netflix 6 hours a day, and they're doing sleeping 6 hours a day. I mean, they only have time for 4 habits out of 4,000 habits. I mean, go and realize that when you have 4,000 hobbies, you fit in the whole fit it all in, and do it 1 minute each, and you'll be happier. I mean, you understand? But some people, I understand that what happens is, or else they can only manage 4 habits a day, or else they can only manage 4 hobbies, because everything else, or else they have to get to it. But you have to make time for it. So how do you make time for the other habits in terms of the other hobbies that you love? I mean, the other hobbies that you love to do. Because a hobby, in terms of a hobby, is a habit. So what's a habit for me? I realize a habit for me is veganism. So that's my hobby as well. I realize veganism is my hobby. I realize a habit is public speaking on the street. I realize that's my habit. I realize that's a habit. I realize it's a habit, but it's also my hobby. I realize my hobby is promoting myself as well. So when I promote myself as well, I understand every single day, you just make sure you pick up your nice beautiful portraits 104. I understand that what's amazing is find a nice beautiful way to expose every single habit of your life and hobby in small increments of life. So have small activities throughout the day that you're doing every single day. and make sure it's all 1 minute each. So if you want to get everything in one day, to do everything that you ever love to do, do it all 1 minute each. Isn't that simple? Because now you get to do it. Whereas now, understand if you want to make time to do something, you do it just 1 minute. Go and do it. Go and do it for 1 minute. You understand? And that way you'll get to do it at least, and that makes you happier. So just recently, I just sang in my nice, beautiful video over here because that's a new habit and that's a new hobby that I want to fulfill in this moment because it makes me happier. I understand, although, that once I finish this nice, beautiful busking performance, I have to upload content. I have to go on Netflix. I have to go YouTube. I have to go Twitter. I have to go on Instagram. I have to check my nice, beautiful YouTube statistics. I have to check out the Instagram statistics. I also have to eat. I also have to make sure I'm writing something. I have to write in Serbian as well. So what do? I write in Serbian for 1 minute. I write in English for 1 minute. I want to learn another language. I want to learn Chinese and Spanish and Arabic and all these languages. So I do it 1 minute each. And then I go on Google and I connect some synonyms together and I start connecting some words together for 1 minute. And then I go and change that and I go on Netflix for 1 minute. And then I make sure I go and sleep for 1 minute. I just sleep for 1 minute. You understand? Because sometimes I get tired and I just want to close my eyes for 1 minute. You understand? Because I realize if you don't set a goal just to do it for 1 minute, you then never do it. So realize if you want to close your eyes sometimes, just make a goal to do it for 1 minute. Or else then once you do it for 1 minute, or else then wake up and start eating something for 1 minute, and then go on social media again for 1 minute, and then go on YouTube for 1 minute, and then go on Netflix for 1 minute, and then go on Google for 1 minute. You understand? Small increments. That makes you happier than just going on Google for the whole day. Imagine yourself going on Google for the whole day. That's boring. Go and walk around a bit for 1 minute. Go to the shops for 1 minute. Go to the food shop for 1 minute. Go and see somebody for 1 minute. Go talk to somebody for 1 minute. You understand? For 1 minute, you can do it. You understand? So you can get all these small activities into your day by just doing it for 1 minute. I promise you, that's it. So I have 1,000 ways to live my life, but I have to do that 1,000 ways to live, or I have to do 1,000 ways to live my life in 1 minute segments of my day. I have to make sure I get everything in to the day because that makes me happier. I realize now that's how I live my life, in small details. I make sure sometimes that when Netflix doesn't, I love to watch all these images with Netflix, but guess what? I realize sometimes I just want to produce music sometimes. So I change and I do everything 1 minute at a time, and now it's doable. Whereas a bit by bit, and anything is a cinch, as Brian Tracy says. I understand that what's amazing is when you're doing little by little, I understand anything is a middle. I understand every single day you can do it 1 step at a time. I understand every single day. I want to also go on real estate. I want to go on realestate.com.au today. I want to go and see, let's say, 5 real estates around town. I want to read the description because those descriptions will teach me something about the real estate and the area and the price. I understand, although I go and see what the deals are. And then I want to go on JB Hi-Fi store and I want to see 5 products today that's inside JB Hi-Fi. I'll go select 5 products in JB Hi-Fi and Dick Smith today because I'll do it for 1 minute. And then what I do is I go and check out 5 products each. Also in Big W and Kmart, I'll check out all those products and I'll do 5 products each. And I'll make sure to go and just read the descriptions and see what are they selling and why they're doing like that. Alright, now that's something that I love to do. I love to go and learn about what's in Kmart and what's in Big W and what's in all these stores around me. So I'll just go on the website for 1 minute and I'll go and study for 1 minute. You understand? And then I'll go on Google and I'll ask Google a question about nutrition for 1 minute. I'll say, what is in an apple or something? I'll just do it for 1 minute. You understand? And then I'll go on YouTube and I'll watch wrestling for 1 minute. I'll go see what's happening in the WWE wrestling ring. Or something like that. Just for 1 minute. You understand? And then I'll go on Twitter and I'll check the trends for 1 minute. And I'll go on the news and I'll see the news trends for 1 minute. You understand? But it's just 1 minute, but I can fit it in when it's 1 minute. I never do it for 10 hours. Imagine just going on the website Kmart and just 10 hours on that. That's the difference. There's a big difference. When you're doing 10 hours of Kmart reading, but then you're in between that 10 hours, you do a busking performance on the street. And then you do some Netflix, and then you also do some eating along the way, and then you do some sleeping as well. And then guess what? You also do a nice, beautiful way of connecting synonyms together. You go on real estate, for example, and read some real estate. You go on with mentors, and you update yourself with technology, and also go on YouTube and read something as well, I can fit that inside 10 hours. I mean, why does 10 hours have to be just dedicated to one sport? I mean, fit in your whole life in all areas and do it 1 minute. Or else now, when you're doing all areas of life in 1 minute, you must understand, go and do some Jesus Christ as well. But follow Jesus Christ the most. Because that is how I live life. I live life by following Jesus Christ every single day. And I follow the 10 commandments of life. I understand when I go and do my life in small activities, I get so interesting. I get so exciting. I get so curious. I get more interesting about my life because I can do all these activities in 1 minute. I can just do it for 1 minute and it's worth it. Or else now it's worth it. Or else it's worth to live my life. I can do all that I want to do 1 minute each. I mean, do you understand? I promise you, that's the difference between somebody who's very smart and somebody who's not smart. Because those who, I realize that in the average human being's life, I realize they wake up at 9 o'clock, I realize now before 9 o'clock, I realize they may eat breakfast and watch TV, and then they go to a 9 to 5 job from 9 o'clock to 5 a.m. And then they're traveling in and out from the train station for 1 hour each. And then guess what? I realize they get home at 7 p.m. And then guess what? I realize they're with the kids and family, and then they go sleep. And that's a rotate clock. I realize they're rotating that kind of life. I realize that's not a life. I wake up. I realize the first thing I do when I wake up, I journal for 1 minute. I journal. I make sure I journal. I watch some Netflix. I go on social media. I look at the trends. I go on YouTube. I look at the trends. I make sure I go on Instagram. I upload my photos. I go on Mega Drive. I upload my content online. I make sure either way I groom. I make sure I shower. I make sure I get here. I make sure either way I do a nice beautiful interview with people. I promote myself. I go and do some activities around town that I have to do. And then I make sure every single day I sleep a bit here and there. I mean, what's amazing is I make sure every single day I talk to myself only. So I never have to talk to other people. And then I make sure to go and grow myself with real estate. And I go and look at the information of real estate everywhere. And I go and find that information because that's how you become a real estate guru and teacher. So when you're really teaching something, you'll learn how to do that. And then I just, every single day, I fill in my time with writing quotes and also with writing in my journal and writing in my video. And then I extract the audio from my video and I put it online. And then I make sure either way I upload everything to YouTube again. And then I realize either way I go do some travel photos. I realize sometimes when I go to a new area, I do some travel photos. I go and take photos of these nice beautiful architecture. I do that everywhere around the world when I go to a new area. And then I go and I look for a nice beautiful way to go to brand myself somewhere with photos. So come and check out how I do that inside of my Instagram. So either way, when I go and brand myself somewhere, I understand that's another hobby. But then I make sure I do some music production along the way. I understand that what's amazing is I'm always watching something much greater. I understand that what's amazing is I go and look at images every single day. I go and find ways and techniques to really skill up myself. I go and listen to my mentors as well. I go and do some synonyms. I'll go and learn some new languages. I go and write in my Serbian language as well. I go and teach in my Serbian language. I go and do some singing practice. I do some nice beautiful rapping practice as well. I make sure I do some veganism practice and nutrition as well. I go on these websites like Kmart and Dick Smith and JB Hi-Fi and all these Target and Maya. I go and read all the products as well. I read the descriptions of those products as well, so I have that to do. And then I rotate my cycle. I go and do some Netflix as well. And then I go and watch some wrestling here and there. And then I understand either way, it's all 1 minute each. Otherwise now it's doable. I understand although that what's amazing is I fit it all into one day and that makes my day. I mean, there's no time for women. I mean, in my schedule, there's no time for women. Whereas now, what's amazing is my legacy and my reputation every single day is much more important than having kids right now. I understand what's amazing is I have kids after 30. I'm still 28. I have kids after 30 because after 30, I have 20 more years to make kids. I have plenty of time to make kids. But I understand that some people love to have kids at 18. I mean, and then guess what happens? I realize they have 5 kids and then nobody's. I realize they're not famous. I realize they have no life. I realize they have to work a 9 to 5 job and they have to rely on the government for helping their kids. Understand? So that's not the way I want to do life. I want to be a millionaire and a billionaire and then have 5 kids and 10 kids. I'm a billionaire already. I can afford it. Understand? So realize this, that Social Security from the year 2028 is going extinct. Social Security is going extinct. So the government's not going to give you handouts anymore. 7 years time. Be careful. So never rely on the government, but make sure you're getting yourself on YouTube every single day and focus upon making sure every single day you're going and really dwelling upon your life to make sure that you have more freedom. So when you have more freedom, understand either way, you guys have my business card over here. Come and check out my business card. I understand that what's amazing is you can come and check it out. I understand you guys and ladies and gents can find me in my Nice Beautiful YouTube account and my Nice Beautiful Instagram. So I'm always focusing upon different areas of life. I'm focusing on different skill sets, because what's a skill set? I mean, a skill set is something that teaches you. I mean, a skill set must be you. Otherwise, there's a liability in life and there's an asset. You must be an asset column. You must be something that's giving you money. So what is money? Otherwise, money is time only. Otherwise, plastic money is time. So never give 8 hours of your life to make $200. I mean, why? Because somebody else is not even working 9 to 5 and making $1 million a year and more. I mean, they're making $1 million a day and you have to work a 9 to 5 job to make $200? I mean, come on, you don't work a 9 to 5, because be smarter. Or else what's smarter is work for something greater than a 9 to 5 job, because what's much better than that is making sure that you have activities that really live your life, that help you live your life to the best of your ability, because that's how I live my life. I live my life in a different way. I'm always looking for different methods and different communicational techniques where I can go and find my Nice Beautiful way and orchestra to make sure either way. Do you guys want a question? I can help solve a question over here. You sure? I have no worries, but I'm always asking questions. I understand that what's amazing is when you have more questions to ask, you then can become a millionaire. But you have to have more questions, because if you want to become a millionaire and multi-billionaire or whatever, you have to do it for real estate, and you have to ask questions about real estate, because that's the only way you'll make plastic money today. I mean, you understand? So realize either way you have to ask those questions, because if you don't have no questions, I promise you that then how are you going to make money? I mean, how are you going to have a much more spiritual life, and how are you going to find out about Jesus Christ? You have to ask questions. You have to ask, how does Jesus live his life? And then go and check it out. I mean, you understand? So either way, you must always ask about how to improve your life, because if you have no questions to improve your life, then guess what? Or else then you're going to live the worst life. You must ask questions. I'm always asking, how do I better myself? And how do I make sure that my life is something much more? But when I'm really talking to you guys today, I'm looking at myself the most. I'm looking at how do I live my life, and how do I make sure that my life is something much more? Because when I understand something much more than yesterday, I focus upon how I really deal with communication daily. And when I do that, I focus on different areas of my life. And I focus on making sure that everything in my life is right now. I say when I do that right now, I make sure every single day I have much more to give. And when I have much more to give, I'm looking at different aspects of life to help you with. And that's information. I'm always giving information. I'm giving information because information is something that grows. But you will always be better than yesterday with information. Or else your life is going to grow in wisdom. And that's always going to be better than yesterday. But you have to grow that wisdom faster. So how do you do it? You get up on the microphone, you get up in the street performance, and you start giving it. That's how you grow your wisdom much faster. Or else it's much better to do this than to do that. Or else it's much better to have the crowd looking at you than one individual looking at you. Or else everybody's looking at me. I promise you, there's only one individual looking at you now. I mean, you understand? I mean, guess what? Or else that's the difference. So the difference is, make sure you're in the spotlight if you want to be a billionaire. Because you have to be famous. You have to be famous. Or else Jesus Christ is famous. Or else I want you to be famous too. You deserve it because Jesus Christ deserves it. Or else Beyonce deserves it. I mean, Justin Bieber deserves it. You deserve it too. So if you understand to improve your communication skills every single day, you can. Whereas now, the reason they can get up in front of people and sing and do what they do in front of people, and AC/DC can play in front of millions of people, because they're confident about something, aren't they? Or else they have a passion, or else they got something of information. So Beyonce's really, let's say, a singer, but she is a passionist of, let's say, understanding how to sing, and she loves to sing in a way that it's the information she loves about it. So what does she love about singing? Or she loves to be in front of a crowd, and she loves the business of singing in front of crowds because she's a spotlight, and that's why she sings. And then when she sings, she doesn't just sing because she loves to sing, or she loves to sing because of her voice, or she loves to sing because she's sexy, or she wants to wag the tail. I mean, you understand? There's many reasons for why she wants to sing up on the stage. I mean, she wants to be a role model. I mean, she wants to be positive. I mean, she wants to make sure she's a millionaire. I mean, she wants to be a star. I mean, not just because of singing. I mean, there's many reasons to sing. I mean, understand? So realize that there's many reasons to do everything. So if you want to be a rapper or anything in life, just realize every single day, there's always more that you can do. Otherwise, every single day, there's always more to understand about why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I'm a health freak. I'm a knowledge freak. I love to help people. I love to give. I love to give ideas. I love to be much stronger than everybody. I love to make sure everybody's looking at me. I love to make sure that I'm healthier and much better than yesterday. I love to make sure my communication skills are much better than yesterday. I love to give the ideas. I love to wake up happier. I love to make sure that everybody around me is happier. Otherwise, these are all reasons for why I'm doing this. But there's so much more. Or else there's millions of reasons why I can do something and more. Or else every single day I'm reasoning upon reasoning and upon reasoning about why I do this. And then once I reason much more and more, I have more reason to do it. I mean, you understand? And that's why you reason much more about your life. You have to reason yourself into a billionaire. You have to reason. And to reason yourself into a billionaire is to ask questions and to talk up more. You have to talk up to reason. So what am I doing here? I'm talking and talking and talking. Why? Because I want to reason to become something more. I understand when I want. You can ask me a question. I understand either way. You can come in a nice beautiful video over here. I have a YouTube account. I understand.
Are you a billionaire?
I understand I'm a billionaire because of my feeling. I have a feeling of being a billionaire right now. But what's amazing is understanding that you don't achieve the plastic money first. You achieve a greater feeling.
Do you believe that you can become a billionaire?
I believe it because I can communicate there. I can communicate my way into a billionaire. Because Zig Ziglar says that if you want to achieve anything in life, you have to communicate your way there. Because every single day, I understand when I communicate my faster communication skills, I understand that I'm having results. I see the results. I see the results of my life. So when I see the results of my life, I started communication indoors and inside of my nice beautiful accommodation in terms of my eye. I was doing 1 minute videos and now I'm doing over 6 hour videos on the street. And why is that? Because of my feeling and because of how I grow up and how I'm giving the ideas and how I'm really, really achieving those goals. But this is a dream come true right now because I understand that before I was never able to do this and now I can. I understand, although, that you have another question?
No.
I realize when I talk, you always have to find another question. So what you can do is find another question like, what does a billionaire do? And why do you consider yourself something like you're so confident and why are you so confident? So for example, you're always looking for different ideas and you just ask any question. I realize although that what's amazing every single day is when you're talking in front of a crowd, you always be much more than a crowd. I understand although, I have no worries. Thank you very much for asking questions though. I realize that's a leadership quality. Thank you very much. I thank you. I understand that what's important every single day is understand that when you're on the microphone, switch off the microphone and then put it back because understand that's professional. Whereas when you're using the microphone, switch it off when you stop using it. You understand? Regardless of who's interviewing you and who you're talking with, because what's important is every single day, understand you have to become a star. You have to understand you have to grow up. You have to understand every single day to become more, or else to become much more mature is to talk up. You have to be talking up. You have to be understanding every single day that leadership is a quality. But if you want the leadership quality to do this, you have to do it right now. Or else what's holding you back? Or else it's you. Or else nobody else is holding you back from this. Or else it's just you. I'm not holding myself back, so I'm free. I'm like an eagle. I understand everybody else is a duck around me. You understand? But I want to lift the ducks. I want to give you the nice, beautiful courage to be able to do this. You understand? So I'm standing like a role model today, understanding that everybody here can be an eagle. You understand? You can be an eagle every single day. Everybody around me can be just like me and better. You can do it. I understand that what's amazing though is you have to be on the camera. You have to be in front of people. You have to be making sure you're communicating more and more. And when you do that more and more, you find ways and skills and techniques to make sure that your life is living forward. Do you have a question? You have one question? I can answer your questions.
Who are you?
I am just somebody who loves to grow you. I'm just somebody who loves to give you something of interest. So when I'm giving you interest every single day, I'm looking to inspire you. I'm looking to give you confidence. I'm looking to make sure that you become more of a man, or to make sure everybody's becoming more of a woman or a man in their life, because I understand there's men and women in life, but guess what? You're not a man. You're not a woman either. What are you? You're just one word. I love you. The I word. That's what we all are. I'm pretty sure although that Jesus Christ is not a man. Or else Jesus Christ is not a woman. Understand? Jesus Christ is just the word I. Or else that's, how many people are around here? How many people? Or else there's only I over here. Or there's only one word, I. Or else everything over here is only I. I understand that's very simple, or else it's very simplifying, isn't it? Because I understand I don't have to count how many people there is, because that's all just one word, I. I understand you are I. I'm you. Understand? So everybody's I. So because the world is one. I understand although that what's amazing every single day is following up and making sure you understand to really ask questions. So why do you follow Real Madrid?
I love it.
You love them. I'm pretty sure either way, I love all sports teams, but I make sure that when, for example, Real Madrid is versing any type of team in the player, or when any type of competition in the world happens, I'm pretty sure what's happening around the world is understanding that you must love both teams. And don't just love Real Madrid. I mean, love all the teams of sports teams because that's how you never become a hater. Because what happens is I love Manchester United, for example. I follow Manchester United, but I also follow all the teams of the world. And why is that? Because I love all the teams equally. Because if I love Manchester United more than Real Madrid, I mean, that means I hate Real Madrid then. I never hate Real Madrid. I love Real Madrid. But understanding that what's amazing is if you love one team or one individual more than others, then you fall out of balance of your life. Because God loves Jesus Christ just as much as you. I mean, in a sense, so if you love Real Madrid more than Manchester United, then guess what? I realize that is you saying that God loves Jesus more than you. I mean, in a sense, so you have to love everything equally. So understand that life's not a competition with other people, but it's helping other people to have a better life. I mean, do you have a leadership question? Do you have anything of, let's say, confidence in terms of something to say about your story?
No.
You don't have to, but what's amazing is understand that, what is your age?
11.
You're 11, so you're still young. I'm 3 times your age. But guess what? You're not younger than me. I'm younger than you because why? I'm younger than you because I have more age than you. I realize that you must be growing that way. You must understand that when you reach 100 years of age, you'll be younger than those around you. You understand? Because the higher your age, the younger you are, and not the older you are. I'm not growing older throughout time, I'm growing younger. You understand? So that's the key, nice, beautiful key. I realize that's the key fundamental of your life to make sure you understand that when you're 100 years of age, you're the youngest around you. Because everybody else is 14 and 15, you're hundreds. I mean, do you understand? You're younger. I mean, either way, you must understand every single day to go and perform and go and be something with your family every single day much greater. And that's the only way to be. I promise you, every single day, making sure that your life is much greater. You understand? So in your life, you have to give me 3 tips that can help lead people.
What was the question again?
You have to give me 3 tips that can lead people. I mean, what inspires people to, let's say, love people? I mean, give me 3 ideas. I can give you an example. So let's say love is also connection. And how do people connect with 3 ideas?
I don't want to say.
You know what I'm saying? But guess what? I realize that what's amazing is you have I first. So when you say, I don't want to say, you don't have to say. I only encourage you to speak up more. So what's amazing every single day is when you see people leading, you must understand that connection is the first point of leadership. And so is loving other people. And so is also looking at other people in the eye. And now I'm not looking in the eyes, I'm looking at you in the eye, which is I love you. I understand I go back to the eye. So I'm speaking the I. I realize when I speak the I, I'm focusing on the I, not you. But I understand, but when I say you, I focus on you now. I understand that what's important is understand the language of I love you every single day. You must keep speaking it more and look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And that's how you grow. I mean, that's a leadership quality. I mean, every single day, look to find new books and new strategies to make sure that you're learning and growing. I understand you have a big heart, so make sure you understand that you deserve to be on YouTube. You deserve to have a YouTube channel. I understand either way. I'll give you my business card. You can find my business card over here. You can find me as your mentor. I'm your mentor today. But why am I a mentor? Why do I mentor people? Because I give you information like this to help your life, but in different formats. So every single video that you watch online is different. So you have to find out. I'm pretty sure that's it. I thank you very much, boss. I thank you. I'll see you later. I realize that what's amazing every single day is focus upon different areas of life. I promise you every single day you must go and focus upon fashion modeling and go and get yourself an Instagram and go and get yourself a YouTube account and go and get yourself a social media. I realize that it's a very new tactic to do so, but when you understand every single day, I'm focusing on different strategies. So when I understand now that when I live my life, I live it in increments. I live my life in increments. I mean, you understand? I never go into debt. I never go into debt for anything. I realize that when I get into real estate, you never have to go into debt to make money. I mean, do you understand? I realize that some people saying today that you have to get into debt to make money. You don't make money by being in debt. I mean, do you understand? You make money by being in a surplus. I mean, do you understand? Because yes, you have to go to the bank to get some money so that you can go and 7x your money in real estate. I realize now, yes, sometimes the real estate is $1 million. And guess what? You have to get the $750,000 from the bank first, but give $250,000 for it. And then guess what? You're doing it for yourself and not for the real estate. But then what's important is you have to give the money back, don't you? But you're not in debt, are you? You're not in debt as long as you're holding the real estate. Because eventually in 20 years time, and in 30 years time, and in 40 years time, you'll give the money back to the bank in 4 years time, and then everything else is profit from the real estate. I promise you, although you have to come up with 25% of the money. I realize, although, do you work for the money? You don't work for the money. You work for wisdom. You work for giving people information. I mean, give them information. I realize that's much more than real estate. I mean, do you understand? I realize this information is much more worth it than real estate, because this information will teach people through generations. And real estate is just for the momentary. I realize real estate is just momentary. I realize it's just something for the moments where I can get some passive money to create bigger events. I mean, do you understand? I mean, that's what real estate's for. I mean, you go to real estate so you can get the plastic money and travel the world. I promise you, it's a business. I promise you, what's a better business than real estate? I'm in a life coaching business. I'm in a health business. I mean, making sure you're a real estate business as well along the way. But you're everything in the process of finance and business and spirituality and Jesus Christ and also religion and pitching and sales and whatever you want. I mean, go and speak it. I mean, that's a better business than just real estate. I mean, I'm a vegan. I mean, why aren't I just a vegan coach? I don't want to be just veganism. I want to be life as well. I want to be health. I want to be muscles. I want to be Jesus Christ as well. I want to be making sure I'm a music producer and rapping and skills and music production and all of this. I want to be teaching everything and not just veganism. I understand that what's amazing every single day is I focus upon a better life. And when I do that daily, I focus upon different aspects of life and fitting it all in. I realize when I fit everything in daily, I'm focusing upon making sure every single day I focus upon making sure I have a greater life. I understand when I have a greater life, I understand everything around me is much better. I understand I can see everything. I understand that what's amazing is when you can see, you can also feel. And when you feel, you can also speak. And when you speak, you also have a heartbeat. And when you have a heartbeat, you also have dominance. And when you have dominance, you also have confidence. Or as when you have confidence, you also have enthusiasm. And when you have enthusiasm, you can lead. Or as when you can lead, you can also connect. And when you connect, you can also make sure you're a billionaire. And when you're a billionaire, you can travel. Or as when you travel, you can do anything. Or else when you travel and do anything, you can make sure you can be positive. Or else when you be positive, you can also make sure you go and connect again. Or else when you connect again, you make sure either way you're a positive role model this time. Or else when you're a positive role model this time, I mean, come and public speak. And when you public speak also, make sure you're confident. Or else when you make sure you're confident, look at Jesus Christ. I mean, understand when you look at Jesus Christ, I mean, learn something. I mean, understand when you're learning something every single day, I mean, focus on doing some video work as well. I mean, when you're focusing on doing some video work every single day, I mean, go and make sure everybody's inspirational around you. I understand when everybody's inspirational around you, I mean, make people smile in the way that you're giving them knowledge so that you're growing yourself. I understand when you're doing that, you understand every single day you're reasoning upon reasoning. And when you're reasoning upon reasoning every single day, you're focusing on a greater communicational skill. Or else when you're focusing on the greater communicational skill, you're looking to give empathy. Or else when you give empathy, you'll lead. Or else you lead people. Or else when you lead people, you understand leadership. I understand when you leadership everybody, you understand why you're great. I mean, do you understand? Or else why you're great must be you. Or else every single day, you must understand that when you really grow, you must be you always. I understand that's why I grow. Or else why do I grow? I realize I grow because I reason. I reason to grow all the time. I reason to communicate. Why? I mean, why do I reason to communicate? Because I understand every single day. I understand every single day that what's important is communication skills. I mean, why is communication skills important? I understand every single day that you start with the word I. I understand I every single day. I understand that's why I make sure I grow. I understand when I grow, what do I really do? I give you ideas. I mean, what kind of ideas do I give? I give every single idea on the planet. I understand that what's important is every single day making sure that everybody's much more updating themselves. I mean, why is that? I mean, why do you want to update people? I mean, why do you want to be updating yourself about life? I mean, why? I mean, isn't it smart to do so? I mean, of course it is. I mean, you have to be smart. I mean, why do you want to be smart? Because you have to do, or else because you have to do some music and life coaching and also some health products, or else you have to live life to the greatest of your ability. I mean, why do you want to just do what you want to do? I mean, why don't you want to be a rapper as well? I mean, why don't you want to also do some music production and singing and everything in your life? I mean, why do you want to just do what you're doing? I mean, go do what everybody else is doing in a better way. I mean, understand. Everybody here is doing something. I'm just doing it better than you today. I mean, whatever you do today, I do it better than you. I'm doing whatever you're doing today, I do it better than you. I know nothing except I understand every single day that you have some type of information. I already have that information. I already have the information you guys have. I mean, you have a passion today, or else your passions are my passions. Or else you have a passion today because you have an information product. I have an information product as well. I promise you, your information product is my information product. I mean, understand? I realize whatever you have, I have it already. Or else everybody here is doing something. But whatever you're doing, I'm doing it better than you. And why is that? Because I have more information about your product. I have more information about what you love to do than you do. I mean, you understand? And that's why Jesus loves the world more than us. I mean, you understand? Because either way, I understand that what's amazing is when you love the world so much, you're going to deliver something. Or else when you're delivering something, I mean, you're delivering smarts. I mean, when you're delivering smarts, you're delivering confidence to make sure everybody's leading people. I understand when you're doing that, you're making sure every single day you're reasoning upon reasoning. And when you reason upon reasoning, you understand why you lead. I understand every single day I lead, I focus on different ways of speaking. I mean, why is that? Because different traits, or else you have different traits of speaking every single day. You're reasoning different ways. Or else why do you reason in different ways of life? Because there's always a different idea. Or else a different idea, why? Or else why is there different ideas in life? Because there's different health, or else because there's different health products as well. I mean, why is there different health products? Because I understand every single day there's an idea where you can help people. I understand when you go and help people every single day, you focus on your ability to make sure that you're growing. I understand when you're growing every single day, you focus upon something that loves. I realize when you love yourself every single day, you focus upon making sure every single day you have the life. You must have the life in you every single day. You must make sure every single day that you be much more preparing of yourself, because sometimes the nice beautiful wind will blow your portrait all over the place. So what's amazing every single day is focus upon a better strategy. Or else what's a better strategy is making sure that you go into yourself. I mean, worry about nothing in life. I mean, never worry about anything. I mean, understand? I mean, what's important is understand every single day you must focus on thyself. I mean, why? I mean, why do you have to focus on yourself? Or else you have to focus on yourself because you need to lead. I mean, why do you need to lead people? I mean, you need to lead people because you have to give some ideas. You have to give some ideas because understand why you're going to get more confident. I mean, how do you really get more confident? You get confident in front of people. I mean, you understand? So when you get confident in front of people, you're looking for ways to reason. I mean, how do you really reason in front of people? You actually come here, you actually do it, and you make sure to say one word at a time. I mean, do you understand? I mean, it's that simple. But understand when I do it, I make sure I find some ideas in different qualities and different life strategies every single day to ask myself the questions that you never ask me. I mean, I go asking myself questions every single day that you never want to ask me, because then I solve my own equations. I mean, how do I really do that? I look inside. I look inside myself every single day to solve my own problems. I mean, why do I solve my own problems? I solve my own problems so that I can help you. I mean, why do I want to help you? I mean, isn't it smart to help you? I mean, of course it is. So that's why I'm solving problems. I'm very smart like that. I understand, although when smart people every single day are solving problems, I mean, what are we doing really? I mean, we're communicating. I mean, we're communicating in a way to make sure that everybody is growing around us. I mean, why do we have to grow people? Because I understand because we're leading people. I understand because I make sure that I start after the question with I. I understand when I do that, I mean, why do I do that? I understand because when I start with my I end with my I. Unfortunately, that's my reason. I understand it's because I love you. I mean, understand? Because I need to say my I to speak communication. I mean, that's more than enough reason. But guess what? I realize that what's amazing is when you're making more than enough reason in life, you go back on your words and then you go and deliver growth. I mean, understand? And that way you'll never go back on your words. I understand when I go back on my words, I make sure every single day I go and focus on delivering the best content in the world. I mean, why do you have to deliver the best content in the world? I mean, why isn't it the worst content in the world? I mean, because the best is something much better than the worst. I mean, understand? Or is I'd rather be the best than the worst? I mean, it's that simple. I mean, every single day I focus on different areas of tactics. I mean, why? I mean, why do I focus on different areas of tactics? Because I understand because every single day there's always something new to deliver. I mean, there's always something new to actually say every single day. So when you're actually saying something every single day in a different manner, you focus upon different questioning. And when you focus upon different questioning, you'll be saluting yourself into greatness. I promise you now, why do you want to be great? I promise you have to be great because if you're not great, I mean, how are you really living life? You can only ever live life in actual greatness. I mean, what is greatness to you? I promise you, greatness to you must be something that's better than yesterday. Or else it must be Jesus Christ. Or else it must be something famous. Or else something famous is great. I promise you now, I'm not nothing, I'm something. I understand, and why do I say that? Because I deserve something. I never deserve nothing, I deserve something. And why is that? I understand my I know my I know that I love you. I mean, understand? So I understand how to really go back into my I equation. I mean, why do you go back to your I equation every single time? I understand when I go back into the I equation, I learn something from it. I mean, what do I learn from my own I? I learn I love you. I understand when I love you, I realize there's no problems. I understand when you have problems, I mean, what kind of problems do you have? I mean, you may have problems about anything, but never make problems. I mean, when you're making problems, I mean, what you're really doing every single day is focusing upon a better strategy. I mean, do you have a question for me? I understand, do you have a question? I have no worries, thank you. I understand what's amazing is when I have a question, I ask something. But I make sure that when somebody asks me, do I have a question? I always say, yes, I have a question. I have a question because I want to be smart. I mean, understand? I want to be smart. I want to be smarter and smarter and smarter throughout my time. I always want to make sure that when somebody asks me a question, I can answer it. I don't want to be the guy or woman, you understand? I mean, guess what? I'm just a man, but understand, I'm just I. I'm just only I. I'm only the word I love you. I understand that what's amazing every single day is I focus upon different reasonings and different tactics to understand that when somebody asks me a question, I answer it. But when I ask you a question and you take 50 million years to answer it, I promise you, you're wasting my time. I promise you, that's why I answer questions fast, because I'm smarter like that. I understand that what's amazing is when somebody needs 50 million years to answer your question, I mean, just make sure you understand that they are less smart than you. I mean, you understand? So what's amazing every single day is there's always an answer to a question. I mean, you have to be answering much more questions today if you want to be a leader. I mean, why do you want to be a leader today? I mean, you have to be a leader today so you can travel the world for free. Because 50 years ago and 100 years ago, or else there was no planes. I mean, there was no planes 100 years ago. I mean, what were they doing? I mean, they were just living in New South Wales. I mean, they were just living in Barcelona. I mean, do you understand? I mean, they were driving camels. I mean, do you understand? I mean, either way, you're lucky. You're very lucky to be living today when we have planes to travel the world. I mean, do you understand? I mean, we're not traveling by boats anymore. I mean, do you understand? I mean, we're traveling by planes now. I mean, do you understand? I mean, I'd rather travel with a plane around the world than a boat. I mean, do you understand? I'd rather go the fastest way into success. I'd rather go the fastest way into Jesus Christ. I mean, what's that? I mean, it's growth. I mean, the growth way is the fastest way. I mean, there's no shortcuts to this. I mean, how can you shortcut success like this? I mean, every single moment of this nice, beautiful busking performance right now is worth it. I never want to skip a heartbeat. I want to make sure that I'm always speaking moment by moment, because that's how you live life. Or else, why do you live life? You live life to make sure that you conquer. I mean, what do you want to conquer? You have to conquer yourself only. I mean, understand? You conquer yourself. You reason upon reason upon reason about how you're going to live a great lifestyle. I mean, why do you want to live a great lifestyle for? I mean, you have to be smart. You have to be smart about your life. I mean, why do you want to be smart about your life? You have to understand health products. I promise you have to understand how it's really information that gets you what you need. You have to understand every single day to reason upon something that you love. I understand every single day you go and reason upon those questions. I realize it's every single day you expand your context, because that's another way to live your life. I promise you every single day you reason upon different tactics of methods while you're asking yourself questions. I mean, why do you want to ask questions for? I understand Socrates asks a lot of questions. And why is that? Because I understand every single day when you're asking questions, you'll learn something. I promise you every single day I find different ways and mechanisms of what? I realize of everything. I realize everything of life I understand. I realize how do I understand it? I know one word in the Bible, I know one word of life, I just know that. I just know the one word of life, I only know I, and that's how I know that. I only know that through my I mean, understand? I know you because I know my word I promise you that's that. I promise you that's how I live my life. I live my life differently. I realize, why is it different always? I mean, why is my life different? Because I have new habits, I have new skills, I have new ways of dealing with life. I mean, why do I have to break up communication as well? I mean, I break up communications to find different reasonings upon making sure that I communicate better. I mean, why do you want to communicate better? Because when you're really, really balancing your life, you solve all equations in growth. I promise you now, either way, I'm always delivering better. I mean, why do you want to deliver better for? I mean, isn't it smarter to deliver your life better? I mean, of course. I mean, either way, communication can get you there. I promise you, although, that the smartest potential of your life is what? I realize it's better communication. I understand every single day is focusing upon questions and then answering them. I promise you, either way, I have my own Q&A show over here. I mean, understand I'm always doing my own Q&A. I realize I'm always doing my own Q&A. I realize, what is Q&A? I realize it's question and answer format. I mean, understand? So every single day, I focus upon that. I focus upon what? I focus upon questions and answering. I mean, you understand? And how do you do that? You do it in front of people the best. I mean, do it in front of people the best you can. Or else that's the only way. Or else what's the only way? I mean, the only way of life is growth. I mean, why? I mean, because you have to understand that when you're growing, you'll be better than yesterday. And you'll understand how to really grow. And then you'll make up your own topics. And I understand now I can mind map. I can mind map differently to Tony Robbins too. I can make sure I can speak about anything. And my whole subject can be about me talking and answering my own questions. And then I understand either way that you may have some questions too. But then guess what? Or is that my nice, beautiful, let's say, mind mapping can be just regular. And it can be just something that I'd speak about. I mean, you understand? I can do it on the spot. I understand? I mean, when you look at nice, beautiful people who can do speeches, I mean, do you find them on the street doing this? I mean, you hardly ever find them on the street doing it. I mean, why? Otherwise, they're so famous, aren't they? I mean, they're not famous. But why? Because they don't have the skills to do it on the street. I mean, they can do it at TED Talks, but they don't want to come on the street and do it. Or else, are they really TED Talk? Or else, that's nothing. I mean, understand? Or else they go on TED Talks, and they're speaking TED Talks all day, and they're given 10 minutes on the stage. I mean, big deal, TED Talk. I mean, wow. I mean, 10 minutes? I mean, is that it? I mean, somebody wants to go on a TED Talk all their life, and you're just going to give them 10 minutes? I come on the street over here, I do my TED Talks for 1 hour every single day. I do it sometimes 2 hours. I sometimes do it 12 hours. I can do it. I understand that what's amazing every single day is that you can do it. I understand that every single day you must do it. You must do something to perform. I mean, why do you want to perform? You have to perform so that you can really be great. You have to reason upon your life. I understand when you reason upon your life, why? I mean, because when you're reasoning upon something, you're asking questions upon how you can be the greatest. I mean, why do you want to be the greatest for? I mean, doesn't it make sense to be much greater than worse? I understand that's why I'm focusing on this. Because this is what the greatest human beings in the planet do. Unfortunately, they get up in front of people. I mean, why do you want to get up in front of people? Because every single day, you have to learn how to talk in front of people. You have to build the confidence necessary. I mean, do you have a question? I can interview you. I answer your questions over here. Thank you. You can also stand up in front of the camera over here. You can come over here. You can come over here. You can see you right here. What is your name and what kind of questions do you have?
My name is Sam. How do you get confidence?
You get confidence through communication first. Or else if you want to get confident really, there's only 3 ways to do it. You can only write or audio. You can do some audio podcasting, or you can do video and podcasting. So this is a video and audio. And then what I do is I extract the audio from the video and then I post it online. And it's like a podcast, but those are the 3 ways that you can communicate. But then make sure you understand the 4th way, which is public speaking in front of people. Or that's the 4th way. But to get to public speaking in front of people like this, you go into your journal, you have a phone right here. I have a notes pad, I have a blank page, and just write about your story. And write 50,000 words about yourself every single day and more. I mean, if you don't write 50,000 words a day of yourself, I mean, how do you expect to be confident? I mean, you have to understand, to write about your story 50,000 days. I mean, what is your story and what did you go throughout life in your story? I mean, you've been living for quite some time now, and I understand either way that 1 minute is quite some time. I realize it's eternity. Or as although you have a whole story ahead of you. You have a whole story in your past that you can go and write on that blank page about all the experiences of your life and all the ideas that you ever came across and all the philosophy that other people gave you and all the philosophy that you now have and how you can lead from those nice, beautiful philosophies that you have and what kind of leadership traits that you've actually learned already and what you've actually been through. You can write decades and decades and decades into that nice, beautiful blank page, and you can start right now. And it's
You got a good motivation and good best human being.
thank you.
Good luck for you guys. Go for your life in way next levels. And I'm so inspiration you guys. You know you're doing for whatever you're doing.
Thank you very much. I'll give you my nice, beautiful business card.
It's so amazing and beautiful. And stay safe and God bless you. Because I'm already confident in my life. I always do focus on my goal. And I always, whatever people see, this guy is amazing. Guys, his video, inspiration all people in around the world. Because I am the same person here. It has been,
Thank you.
confidence. Life is the confidence. If you have confidence, you get your result. You get your focus into something in life.
I agree.
You're extraordinary. Don't be average. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And the only point of recommendation is every single day just talk about your story because that's how you become free. You become freedom first by giving your story. You give a story and you have everything. I thank you. I thank you. I understand either way that what's important is realize that you can give your business card at any time. I realize that somebody may be talking, but you can give it. I realize when you want to give, at any time you can give. I realize when you want to take away something, you never take away something. You never take away your son. I mean, never kill them to take away. I mean, you understand? I mean, never kill anybody. I mean, understand, never kill your daughter, because understand that what's amazing is never taking away. I promise you, anybody that wants to take away something from you wants to steal it from you. I realize they want to steal your life, like, for example, Jesus Christ. I realize they want to take away Jesus Christ. I realize now, because they want to take away Jesus Christ, I realize what do they have to do? I realize they have to put him on the cross, and they have to put a nail into Jesus Christ, and they have to leave him there forever without food and drink. I mean, you understand? I mean, that's why, because they want to take away Jesus Christ. I realize they want to kill him. I mean, they want to whip him, or else they want to cause him violence. I mean, you understand? So never take away, but only add to the equation. Or else now, when you add into equation, I mean, what are the 5 tips that you can give in terms of life where you can go and add to the equation? You can give an idea. You can make sure every single day that you're inspirational. You can make sure every single day that you're growing. You can make sure every single day that you're on YouTube doing something. I mean, you can make sure every single day that you're reading. I mean, those are 5 tips. I mean, every single day, I understand that I can go and do some tips in terms of equations every single day. I understand that what's amazing is, how do you motivate people? I mean, give me 5 tips on how do you motivate people. You look better than yesterday. You make sure you have much more information. You make sure that you're on video. You make sure you're busking performance like this. You make sure you can speak on a microphone. I promise you that's how you motivate. I promise you that's just 5 tips out of billions of ideas. I mean, you understand, although there's always ideas. I mean, how do you really come up with the ideas daily? I mean, I read so much, I can come up with all the ideas. I mean, isn't that simple? I read so much about everything. I mean, how do you actually escape the 9-to-5 job every single day? I mean, I make sure to never focus on a 9-to-5 job. I never focus on a 9-to-5 job. I focus on something that out of the 9-to-5 that I can do. I mean, that's how I escape the 9-to-5, don't I? Because those who are working, or as those who are working a 9-to-5 job are focusing on 9-to-5 job. I mean, don't focus on a 9-to-5 job. I mean, focus on something that you can do without the 9-to-5. I promise you now, what you do without the 9-to-5 is your true passion. But guess what? Or else you can make the 9-to-5 work your passion. You can, because information product is warehousing. Or else information work is office work. Or else it's all information work. But make sure you understand that information work in what you're doing right there, in terms of what you're doing right now. You have information work. Or else you may be working 9-to-5 right now, but there's a lot of information about it. I mean, go and learn everything about it. And then you'll understand how you escape the 9-to-5 very quickly. You actually level up in your nice, beautiful 9-to-5 dictionary, and then you'll become 24/7 work. Or else I always work 24/7. I'm always working to make sure I have the best life possible. I understand that what's important every single day is I'm focusing on a greater aspect of life. I understand now you're never going to fall anymore. I understand that what's amazing is I put my nice beautiful YouTube on my Instagram right here, and it's never ever going to fall again. I mean, do you understand? So when I have my nice beautiful portrait, I make sure I strap it with my nice beautiful shoulder bag strap. And now I understand that my portrait's always falling, because I understand that this time it will never fall, because I have a nice beautiful portrait that's standing up, and then I place a nice beautiful portrait of my YouTube channel on my nice beautiful, in terms of on my nice beautiful strapping of where my nice beautiful Instagram is right here. I understand that when I do that, I'll just show you guys. You guys can see over here, for example, with the nice beautiful idea. I mean, I attach it with the nice beautiful back padding of the nice beautiful portrait. I stick it into my nice beautiful shoulder bag strap right here. And then my shoulder bag strap, which is holding the portrait up, because I understand that what's amazing is I understand that the wind will blow my nice beautiful portrait. I mean, the wind will blow the portrait. So I strap it with my shoulder bag strap to my nice beautiful, my nice beautiful trolley. I mean, my trolley has a handle, and then I travel like this. And I make sure either way that now people can see my Instagram right here, and people can see my YouTube channel. And my nice beautiful business cards over here has a little water bottle on top of the business cards. I mean, you understand? Because the wind blows it. And then understand this, that underneath my trolley, I place my shoulder bag underneath, I place my nice beautiful trolley, in terms of my shoulder bag, underneath the trolley. I mean, understand, right now is my actual, let's say, shoulder bag. I place it underneath the trolley, because the nice beautiful winds will blow the trolley as well. So to place the nice beautiful shoulder bag underneath my trolley, make sure that when my trolley goes like this and tries to move, I realize it's going to hit the shoulder bag. I realize it's going to hit the shoulder bag. So when that happens, I realize that's when I'm always going inside. I'm going inside, and then I make sure either way that you guys have what you expect every single day, which is, I understand every single day, you must understand to expect yourself the most. I mean, expect yourself the most, but understand now that every single time I do my nice, beautiful way of busking, I understand now I place my nice, beautiful portrait in the shoulder bag strap, which is on top of my nice, beautiful, let's say, portraits and all of my nice, beautiful promotions like this, and it never will fall again. I mean, understand? I mean, how many times did my portrait fall in this video? But guess what? I pick up that information, I teach you right now. I taught you already what I've done, because that's how I do life. I teach on the go. Otherwise, I learn something new right now, I teach you it right away. I give it to you. I mean, how long did it take me to give you that knowledge? I mean, really fast, didn't it? I was very fast to give you the knowledge, because I want you to succeed. I want you to understand that when I do it, I teach it. I teach what I do every single day. I understand that what's amazing every single day is understand that you must be growing. I mean, why do you want to be growing every single day? You have to understand the 5 reasons of life. You need spirituality in your life. You need to understand sales. You need to understand being a person of integrity in terms of divine nature. You have to understand every single day to have a YouTube channel where you can grow yourself the most. And then you understand that when you do that, you also have Instagram where you can fashion model yourself, so you understand that when you look great, I promise you that's why it's worth it. I promise you every single day, I'm giving these tips, I'm making sure every single day I'm looking for different measures and different ways of skills. I understand that what's important every single day is my bio link in my Instagram. It has my nice, beautiful YouTube account as well. And come and check out my Mega Drive, which is also my nice, beautiful social media. I understand although that every single day, I'm making sure for different lengths of time, I'm doing something for greater good. I mean, why do you want to do something for greater good for? I mean, understand Jesus Christ first. I mean, why does Jesus Christ want to do it? Because, I understand because Jesus Christ loves everything. I understand when Jesus Christ loves everything, I realize that is the only way to be. I mean, do you agree? You have to say, I agree. I promise you, although I understand every single day, I'm focusing upon different life schedules. I promise you, I try to never get sick. So I try to have a jumper on when I do my basket performances now. I understand anywhere in terms of life where there is a shade, in terms of Pitt Street Mall, or else here, or else there's only shade, or else there's no sun ever here because there's a bridge above me, and understand that the wind is just blowing. I mean, you understand? So even though it's summer, and it's also on my Apple Watch, it's 24 degrees. So I have a nice, beautiful watch that tells me the weather. I mean, that's beautiful, isn't it? Or else that just 30 years ago, or else there was no Apple Watches. I said that what's amazing is now we're just at the beginning of the millennial. But why is that? I mean, why is it the beginning of the millennial? I mean, every single day and every single moment is a millennial now. I mean, every single day you must be reasoning upon reasoning to make sure that you're the greatest. I understand why you want to be the greatest. I understand it's because Jesus Christ. I understand it's because making sure to help your kids. I mean, it's making sure that your kids are the greatest. I mean, you understand? I mean, those are 3 reasons. I mean, every single day there's something new to deliver. I mean, like what? I mean, like, what can you deliver today to inspire me? You can only give me information. I mean, that's it. I mean, what else do you have? I mean, you only have information product. I mean, you have to have a greater information product to inspire me in life. You have to give me some ideas today. I promise you, if you've got no ideas today, I mean, how are you going to inspire me for? I mean, how are you really going to inspire me when you have nothing on YouTube? I mean, you understand? I mean, you have no Instagram. I mean, how are you going to inspire me? I mean, the only way you can inspire me personally is to give me an idea. I mean, give me some of your story. I mean, give me some of your background. I mean, give me some ideas. I have 600 hours of ideas. I mean, how much are you going to give me in terms of ideas? I mean, you believe you're so smart. I mean, come and do more than me. I mean, do you understand? I mean, I have 600 hours of ideas and you didn't even start and you believe you're very smart. I mean, every single day, I focus upon giving ideas. I focus upon making sure I'm better than you. I focus upon every single day making sure that nobody outdoes me in terms of my eye. I promise you, even if you outdo me in terms of my eye, I promise you I know my eye anyway. I promise you there are plenty of people in life who are walking in life and they're lost. I mean, why they're lost? Because they don't know their eye, or else they don't know the eye. I understand every single day when I focus on my eye, I'm never lost because I go back to the word I. I love you. I understand every single day I'm focusing upon a greater measure of success. I mean, what's a greater measure of success for me every single day? I mean, it's teaching. I mean, it's making sure I'm a public speaker. I mean, it's making sure I can travel the world for free. I mean, it's making sure I'm a leader. Do you have a question? I have no worries. Thank you. I realize every single day I ask people, do I have a question? Because I understand sometimes they give you a thumbs up. I mean, they look very, let's say, exciting about you. I understand that what's amazing is when you have excitement and curiousness in life, you also have questions. You have to be labeling people in terms of I. I realize now, I understand that all I am today is one word, I. I understand that's it. I promise you now, why is the I in terms of I love you very important? I mean, why? I mean, understand when I love you, I rather love you than hate you, because when I hate you, I didn't have to go kill you. Alright, that's why I say I love you, because I never want to kill you. I mean, you understand? Because those who kill Jesus Christ are the ones that don't love Jesus Christ. I mean, you understand? So that's the opposite of love, when you're killing. Alright, when you're not killing people, then you love them. I mean, when you just don't touch me, you love me. I promise you that's how it is. Or else that what's amazing every single day is if you want a tattoo today, or else just because many people are getting tattoos today, or else now they want their whole leg to be tattooed, and they want the whole back and the whole shoulder front and the whole face, and sometimes, and either way, I mean, tattoos range from $100 and $50 and $20 to more. I mean, what's amazing is understand that if you are working on a 9-to-5 job and you want a 15 grand tattoo, you have to work maybe 3 years for that. I mean, maybe you have to work on a 9-to-5 job 3 years to get your $15,000 or $50,000 tattoo. I mean, you want a $50,000 tattoo so that you can work 10 years a 9-to-5 job? I mean, wow. I mean, that's very smart. I promise you, although that what's amazing is understand that it's not smart at all. I promise you, that's not smart. I promise you, that is really sarcasm. But what's amazing is understanding that what's sarcasm is contradiction. I understand that everything's sarcasm today. I promise you, why? Because I know the word I. I understand that what's amazing is anything that's sarcasm must speak up. Or else if you're speaking up with sarcasm much more, you become a leader and you start reasoning upon something. I promise you'll start teaching something. But what's amazing is understand that a 50 grand tattoo is not worth it. I mean, do you understand? I mean, I have more than that. I have my heart right here. I'm speaking from my heart, and my heart is my tattoo. Or else when I do anything in life, and when I exercise and when I speak from the heart. I'm always doing it from my heart. I mean, why do you want to live from the heart? I mean, you have to understand that when you're living from the heart every single day, you're also living from the feeling. And the feeling is emotion. And when you have emotion, you can also rule your emotions only. Or else when you're ruling your emotions only, you can focus upon greater way of being. Or else now, what's a being every single day? You're focusing upon every single day becoming much more spiritual in the process of giving. I mean, giving what? I mean, giving spirituality. I mean, giving information. I mean, giving some ideas. I mean, giving something that people can benefit from. I mean, when you're giving something that people can benefit from in life, you're giving information. You're making sure you're connecting the dots. You're making sure every single day you're looking at people and you're finding ways to grow them. I mean, when you're growing people, I mean, grow them alone. I mean, don't even talk to them sometimes. I mean, do you understand? So am I talking to you right now? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to I only. I'm talking to the video. I'm just talking. I mean, I'm not having a conversation with you. I'm having a conversation with myself today. I mean, when I have a conversation with you, you're asking me a question right here. I mean, you understand? I mean, there's a big difference. I mean, you understand? Or else you have to be talking to me to have a conversation with me. I'm not having a conversation with you right now. You have to talk to me, literally, you have to say something to me right now. And I have to hear you to have a conversation with you. I may be having a conversation with you like this, but I'm not really talking to you. I'm talking to myself today. I mean, do you understand? I'm talking with I. Or else when I talk to you, or else it's because you're talking to me. Or else when you raise your sound with me and you ask me a question right here, and I interview you, and you're talking to me, or else that's when we're having a conversation. Or else this, in terms of what you're reading, is just something that I'm doing with myself daily. I'm just making sure I'm going and really growing myself right now. I mean, why do I want to grow myself? I want to be the best. I want to be the best of the best. I understand that's what I do daily. I understand when I want to be the best of the best, I reason upon how to do so. I go and find different strategies. I find different techniques. I find different ways and methods that I can. I mean, how can I do it? I mean, every single day I have a schedule. I have a schedule where I'm giving these ideas. I mean, why am I giving ideas? I'm giving ideas in a different manner so that everybody has something. I mean, so everybody has this nice, beautiful, broad mentality that I have. I promise you, when everybody has something that I give, I promise you, then my work is done. I mean, you understand? Or else, although my work never finishes, or else my work is never done. I'm always working for something greater. I'm always doing something greater. And why? I have to do something greater to have a conversation with myself. Why? I understand I have to talk to myself all day long so I love myself. Why? I have to love myself all day long so that I understand how to live my life. why? I have to live my life so I can travel the world, so I can understand how to be free. I mean, why? I mean, every single day when I be free, I make sure every single day I go do something that's special. I mean, why? I said every single day there's always a reason why. I mean, why is that? Because when I reason, I always must do it. I mean, why do you must do it? I mean, why? I understand every single day there's always something much more that I can say. I understand why. I mean, every single day I understand every single day when I communicate much more and more, I'm clearly much more of a leader. Why? I mean, because when I'm a leader, I'm doing something. I mean, when I'm doing something, I'm making sure every single day I focus upon equations. I mean, why? I mean, an equation for me makes sure that everybody in life has a problem solved in terms of I. I mean, why? I understand when I solve your problems, I make sure I lead. I mean, why? I mean, why do you lead? I mean, every single day I lead, I focus upon challenging myself with questions. I mean, why? I make sure every single day I answer those questions. I mean, why? I make sure every single day I'm focusing upon questions so that I can lead. I mean, why? I have to connect the dots together. I mean, why? I have to connect the dots together so I can grow you. I mean, why? I mean, every single day I have to ask myself why so I can talk. Why? I understand every single day there's always something more to say. I mean, why? I mean, there's always somewhere I can communicate much more. I mean, why? I have to get it out. I have to talk it out. I mean, why? I understand every single day I have to go and communicate. I mean, why? I have to succeed. I have to reason upon reason and upon reason and upon reason. I mean, why? I have to succeed. I approach it either way. I'm connecting the dots together, and why? I approach when I connect the dots together every single day, I'm finding new strategies and new abilities to make sure I can grow. I mean, why do you want to grow? I have to reason upon growth so I can increase my spirituality. I mean, why? I mean, because spirituality is something that grows me. I mean, how do you know that? I only know the word I. I approach it although, wow, I understand either way that what's amazing every single day is I'm more spiritual when I say I love you. I approach it although, why? I understand when I say I love you, I grow you. I mean, how do I grow you? I grow you through ways of being. I mean, how is that possible? I mean, every single day I'll go and do something very interesting that I understand it's I every single day. I understand every single day I'm focusing upon that because I love thyself. I mean, why? I focus upon something that really helps me grow. I mean, what is that? I mean, I focus upon ideas. I focus upon making sure I strategize and give those nice, beautiful reasonings of life. I mean, why? I have to challenge myself every single day to go and grow. I mean, why? I have to go and make sure every single day I look to myself for the answers. I mean, why? I say when I realize when I go and do that every single day, I focus upon really giving. I mean, why? I mean, why do you really give? I mean, I give because I understand when I go and communicate daily, I focus on different interests. I mean, what kind of interests? I mean, every single day I have something new to say. I mean, that's my interest. I mean, another interest that I have every single day is an idea. Another interest I have is a sport. I mean, a sport is like a Netflix film. I mean, a sport is also like a internet quadrangle. I mean, an internet quadrangle is like an angle of the way I can communicate in different angles and dimensions. And why? Whereas when I communicate differently all the time and in different radius and in different ways of being, I can also make sure I'm growing. I mean, why do you want to grow? I mean, every single day there's always something more to say. I promise you, every single day I always find something new to say. I mean, why? I mean, why do you want to say something new? I understand every single day there's always something new to say. I mean, why is that? I understand every single day I do something new, I never have to be old. I understand when I do that every single day, I focus upon different areas of communication. I mean, why? I mean, what are the different areas of communication? I mean, every single topic in the dictionary is a different area of communication. I promise you just have to speak about it. I promise you, although what's amazing every single day is find a new technique. I mean, do you have a question? I have no worries. Thank you. Thank you. I understand that what's amazing is every single day I just ask. I ask and I shall receive. I receive already. But what's amazing every single day is, for example, with the coronavirus mask, I wear it. I mean, why? I understand that if I don't wear it, I understand that just yesterday they put somebody in prison for that. I mean, why do I want to go to prison? I never want to go to prison. I mean, that's why I wear the coronavirus mask. I promise you that's simple. I promise you, although, that every single day I don't want to go to prison, so I make sure I grow. Why? I grow because I can help people. I mean, why? I can help people. Either way. I mean, when I really grow every single day, I find new ways and strategies to go and continue the conversation sometimes in my own questions so I can give you much more. I mean, why? I mean, when I give much more, I make sure I go and pick up upon my nice, beautiful communicational skill, and then I find reasons why. I mean, why is that? I understand either way, I have to have a conversation alone, because great thinkers think alone. I mean, you understand? I'm a great thinker, but I understand when I think, I never think about anything. I just reason upon it. I just go and really do it. I mean, you understand? I never think about it, I do it. I mean, how am I really doing it? I'm doing it right now. I'm doing something of interest. I'm doing something that really helps me to grow. I understand that what's amazing every single day is I focus on I. I mean, why do I do that? Because I'd rather focus on I than you. I mean, why is that? Because I love I more than you. I understand? I mean, Jesus said, don't cut your eye out. I mean, why is that? I mean, when you cut your eye out, then you can never say I love you anymore. I mean, do you understand? I mean, either way, I'm always learning how to grow. I mean, why is that? Because when I learn how to grow, I become much more passionate. I become much more free. I mean, why is that? I mean, I have to become much more free and passionate so that I can be much more enthusiastic and charismatic and also super abundant and a surplus. I mean, why do you want to be a surplus for? I understand either way that there's always a new technique that I can give. I promise you, when I give you a new technique, I find ways to grow. I mean, why is that? I promise you, there's always a new sales pitch that I can give you. I promise you, why do you want to give a sales pitch? I give a free one. I mean, why do you give a free one? I understand when I give a free sales pitch, I understand I always find new ways of growth. I promise you, now we're getting somewhere. I promise you, either way, I'm always finding new reasons. I'm finding new ideas to give you. I promise you, I can interview myself 12 hours at a time. I promise you, I can stand at a seminar and just interview myself all day long in front of people, and they can just watch me. And I can just, I mean, just like this, but 20,000 people and more watching me. I mean, there's so every single day, I never go on Instagram Live, I never go on Facebook Live, I never go on social media live. I mean, why? I don't need them. I don't need 2 people entering my video. I mean, understand? I need to understand that every single day I do my content every single day. I focus on a greater life. I focus on something greater every single day. I focus on something that helps. I understand when I help people, I focus on something that really, really can give me much more leverage. I approach it every single time. I understand when I go online, I make sure I upload videos, and you guys can watch me over millions of years. I mean, you understand? I don't need 10 people and 20 people and 30,000 people to watch me live online. I mean, you understand? I don't need you guys. I'm just doing this, but I go and upload it. I don't need you guys to watch me live. I mean, you understand? You can watch me after I'm done. I promise you, although I'm never done, I'm just always uploading new content. And why? I mean, why do I have to upload new content daily? Because I have to be doing something. I have to be making sure I'm reasoning upon a better way. I mean, why do you want to reason upon a better way, Danny? I promise you, every single day there's always something new I can say. I promise you, there's always something new I can do. I promise you, every single day I find those new ideas. I focus upon making sure everybody's greater. I mean, why is that? Because that's a positive mentality. I promise you, that's how you reason. I approach every single day that when I reason, I find positive mentality people and then I learn from them. I mean, why do you want to learn from positive people for? I understand when I learn from junkies and people who are homeless, I realize they never teach me anything. I realize a homeless individual teaches me an idea to go that way. I approach, I never go that way. I never go homeless because when somebody is homeless on the street, I realize they're teaching you the idea of being homeless. I mean, that's not something that I need to do. I approach that. What's amazing is and I focus on Tony Robbins, for example, who travels the world and for free and doing seminars around the world. I approach that's one idea. I approach that's much more inspirational for me, and he has a jet as well, and he is a billionaire. I mean, in a sense, so either way, I said that's much more of an idea than somebody homeless on the street. I mean, in a sense, so I go around those people who are much more billionaires. I mean, in a sense, so either way, I make sure that what focuses myself upon actual growth to get to a billionaire is communication. I focus upon communicating, so that's how I get all my confidence. I mean, how do I get all my confidence through communication? I understand because I communicate. I keep communicating all day long. I realize when I communicate all day long, I just keep doing this, and I just put 1 billion hours on YouTube. I promise I get famous. I get famous really quickly. I mean, how do I get famous? I mean, I stand here from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I promote myself on the street, and I speak 8-hour programs, and that's that. I mean, people are watching me, and people are coming and seeing me, and people are having a nice, beautiful interview with me. I promise you, people are sharing me around very quickly. I promise you, life goes quickly, but go throughout life speaking up. I promise you, that's how I see it. I promise you, every single day I see something much greater. I never have to talk to you to inspire you. I talk to myself because I rather talk to myself because I'm my biggest critic, and I'm my biggest expert. I'm my biggest student. I'm my biggest Jesus Christ. I'm biggest everything in my life. I'm also the smallest in my life. I'm the biggest in my life. I'm the smallest family in the world. I'm the largest family in the world. Understand? I have everything. I'm the opposite of everything. Understand? So everything in terms of life is the straight middle of growth. I mean, in a sense, I'm always looking for growth in every single way. And why is that? I understand when I grow every single day in different ways, I find different reasoning tactics to make sure I'm growing. I understand when I grow, I have fun. I have fun in the process of communicating and growing. I mean, why? I mean, every single day when I communicate differently and differently, I find different strategies to make sure that you're growing. I send a reason upon that. I make sure that you have everything. I mean, why? I mean, don't you want to have everything? I mean, of course I do. I mean, I have everything all the time. But making sure every single day I focus upon that communicational skill that helps me grow. I promise you, although when I focus upon thyself every single day, I focus upon different ways and strategies that I can grow. I mean, how do I do that? I make sure every single day I go and read something. I go and find some ideas. I go and find that nice, beautiful strategy to travel sometimes as well. I mean, how do you really travel? I mean, I make sure that every single day I travel, I find different areas of being. I go into the being, I go into the emotions, I go into the feelings, I go into the nice, beautiful words. I go and throw out language at you. I make sure I be in front of people. I travel in front of people. I travel through communication. I travel through music. I listen to different music. I listen to different experiences. I do different experiences. I promise you, that's how I travel too. I travel through different clothing. I wear different clothing. I make sure every single day I find new ideas to give you. I go and read new information. I read new information. I promise you, I travel through reading. I travel through giving what I read. I travel through breathing something. I go and make sure I experience something I've never done. I travel in a new way. I mean, I never go the old way, I go the new way. I'm rushing now, what's the new way? Must be you. You must understand, when I go the new way, I'm always developing thyself. I'm always making sure I go that way. I understand when I go into my reasoning, I dig in deep. I mean, why do I dig into my communication? I understand when I dig into my communication, I find more communication. I promise you, it's that simple, isn't it? I promise you, when I communicate, I then can communicate and communicate and communicate. I realize that whatever you can do more of that. I promise you, either way, the what you do must be growth. I promise you, when I grow, I mean, how do I grow? I grow through all ways. I grow through every single aspect of life that I can. I mean, why is that? I promise you, I give ideas in every single life aspect I can. I mean, why is that? I mean, every single day that when I grow broadly. I mean, why is that? I understand when I grow broadly, I find different balance. I mean, why do you find different balance? Because I find different ways of being. I mean, what kind of being? I mean, being in all types of words that I see. I mean, what kind of words do you see? I see every single word in the dictionary and I speak it. I mean, you understand? I mean, that's how. I mean, that's my context. I mean, that's the vocabulary. Otherwise, if you want to boost vocabulary, you have to go on Google and you have to go in search engines and you have to search up the words and then connect the words together. Physically, you have to say, this is this, and this is this, and this is this, and then just keep going. Otherwise, that once you speak it out the first time and you say good is goodness, otherwise now it's always like that. I mean, once you say it the first time, you've learnt the language. I mean, in a sense, so every single day, I focus upon different areas of tactics and different skill sets and different ways of being. I focus upon growth. I focus upon making sure I grow. I mean, when I grow in different ways. I make sure every single way there's always a different way to grow. I mean, what's another way that I can grow? I promise you, reading is another way. I promise you, making sure that you're reading and making sure that you're updating yourself and making sure that you're leading other people and making sure that you're traveling everywhere. For sure, those are all reasons. But what's amazing every single day is expansion. I mean, why is expansion so important? I mean, when you're expanding yourself, you're actually growing yourself. You're making sure that you have a great context. You're making sure that you're much more positive. You're making sure every single day you have the growth in you to succeed. You're making sure every single day you're inspiring yourself. I mean, when you're inspiring yourself, I mean, what do you really do? You must talk with yourself all day long. I promise you, that's the only way. I promise you, the only way is making sure that every single day you're talking with, you must be talking with yourself all day long to make sure that you must be spiritual. I promise you, when you're spiritual, you're doing your nice, beautiful work. But I realize my nice, beautiful portrait today is not falling over anymore. I mean, in a sense, there's a big difference, isn't there? Or else either way, you must learn from that. You must also do that yourself. So I gave you the idea. I said that's what I'm doing. I'm problem solve, don't I? So when I problem solve, I pick up the portrait, I find a better way. I was looking for a way before, and before I even found a way, I was looking for a way. I'm still looking for a way. I'm always looking for a way to grow. I never look for the way out, I look for a better way out. I mean, understand? Or else when I go out, I go in. I mean, you understand? Or else when I go in, I make sure I know my eye. I can go outside, but as long as I know my eye. I can go inside as long as I know my eye. I can do anything as long as I know my eye. I understand, why is that? Because the I word is something that helps grow you. I promise you, as long as you're speaking the I, you can always live. I promise you, as soon as you, for example, let's say, for example, I understand that I have no deathbed. I understand, although, that if I shall ever pass from this world, I promise you, I'll continue saying I. I'll die in my eye. I mean, understand? Because I'll never die in my eye. I mean, as long as I speak the word I realize that no matter how sick I get, I never get sick. You understand? But guess what? Or I'll speak I. I mean, let's just say I'm 200 years of age and I have to pass away or something. I'll say I. I'll keep living on like that. I'll keep speaking the word I. I mean, I understand I'll never die. I understand that what's amazing is my I can never die. Or else every single day, I'm making sure I'm giving those ideas. I mean, why do I give those ideas for? I mean, entrepreneurship. I mean, leadership. I mean, empathy. I mean, making sure that everybody's accountable. I mean, making sure everybody's responsible and or else to have a greater world. I mean, every single day, that's what I'm all about. I'm making sure every single day I find those ideas. I mean, what kind of ideas do you strategize all day? I mean, when I do that every single day, I focus upon every single tactic in the book. I focus on every dirty trick. I focus on every clean trick. I focus on everything in terms of all angles that you can speak. I focus on the whole picture. I focus on the bigger picture. I focus on the smaller picture sometimes. I focus on the small details rather than the big details. I understand? I focus on the yin yang. I focus on every single aspect that I can go and speak with. I understand either way that what's amazing is I have my eyes. So no matter what you have in life, I focus that every single time I focus upon what I can give. I promise you, it's not what you can give, or else it's what I can give. Or else now it's also what you can give. I understand when I give you something, you also have to give yourself something. I promise you that what's amazing every single day is I focus upon a greater achievement. I mean, what's a greater achievement? I mean, every single day I stand up in front of a street for 1 hour, I promise you that's an achievement. I promise you every single day. I promise you that's 365 days a year. I promise you 72 years from now is 9 years of video work. I promise you that's an achievement. I promise you, although the more you do, the better. I promise you when you do better, you'll find more ideas and you'll find a better tactic. You're going to communicate more and you communicate clearly. You communicate in a way that you're not speaking and you're not shouting at people and you're not swearing at people in your rapping music. I mean, understand? Because swearing and saying how much you want to fuck their mother and how much you want to kill them and how much you want to savagely disappoint them and all that in your rap music is not the way to go. I mean, understand? So why is that? Because a greater attitude doesn't swear. I mean, understand? So everything in terms of life, I encourage people never to swear. Because that way you have a cleaner attitude, you'll be nicer, you'll be something that's never rude. I mean, guess what? I realize that swearing is never rude either. I mean, do you understand? But guess what? I mean, I encourage you and I challenge you to never swear in your language. I mean, if I swore in this language today, I promise you I have already. I encourage you all though to understand that if I just kept on swearing in my beautiful video, you'll never listen to me. I mean, do you understand? Because why? Or else because just swearing doesn't teach you anything. I mean, understand? I mean, swearing with teaching does teach you something. I mean, in a sense, so you can swear while you teach, but understand either way that what's amazing is never be around people who just swear, because they're the criminals. Or they're always saying fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking. I mean, fucking this and fucking that. And I don't want to be around those people because they don't teach me anything. So what do? I mean, I make sure I get away from the crowd. I make sure I stay away from the Serbian people and all these people. I mean, every single nationality I stay away from. I mean, you understand? I understand I'm Serbian. I understand I'm Croatian. I stay away from them. I stay away from them. And why? Or else I want to be around the crowd. I don't want to be around the crowd. I understand I'm around the crowd today. I'm around the crowd, but I'm lifting the crowd at least. I mean, they are going around the crowd to disappoint everybody. I mean, they want to be around the crowd to just sit around the crowd, and that's it. Or else they want to stay put, or else they want to be a duck. I don't want to be a duck. I mean, you understand? I want to be an eagle. I want to be the one who's on the stage where all their asses are watching me. Or else why? Because I'll be teaching something. I'll be teaching all the asses of the world. I mean, understand? Isn't that funny? Every single day, I'm focusing upon courage and skills and equations and problem solving and making sure that you're rich. I mean, how do you become rich? You do all that. You make sure every single day you go and focus on equations and you're focusing on different equations of life in ways that you're problem solving and making sure every single day you focus on your ability to understand what you're eating and how you dress and why you dress like that and reasoning upon your life to give those ideas differently every single day by giving your best performance is very important. I understand now, when I give my best performance every single day, I mean, what exactly do I do? I mean, every single day I give my best performance. Every single day I give my best performance. I look the cleanest I can. I try to understand every single day that inside, in terms of what's happening inside of your intestines, is much more important than what's happening on the tiles of the outside world. I mean, it's much more important that you understand that every single time you look in the intestines, you'll learn how to grow and you'll learn how to give that nice beautiful equation every single day, because that's very important. Understand everything in terms of not me is I. I understand when I grow, I focus upon different areas and different skills and different skill sets every single day. I understand sometimes what's going to happen is your nice, beautiful business cards are going to fly away, and then the rubbish collector is going to come and sweep it into the rubbish. And it's 10 cents each. I understand? So you're giving business cards, and guess what happens? I realize sometimes they fly away, and the rubbish collector comes and they pick it up and they put it in the rubbish bin. I mean, because I didn't want to go grab the 10 cents. Although, what's amazing is I gave it. I give and I shall receive. I promise you every single day I focus upon different strategies and different tactics and different ways and methods to really abbreviate myself. I'll give you one of my business cards. You can grab it. I have a YouTube channel. Thank you. I realize every single day I focus upon different ways of communicating. I realize sometimes people just want to check out what you have over here. Or else what's amazing is give them a business card so they grab it from you, because sometimes they don't want to come over here and actually grab it for themselves. I realize that what's amazing is sometimes people don't have skills to even do that. I understand it's really amazing that when you understand that just recently, I understand this woman's crying on the street. I'm pumping my music and some guy says, turn the music off. I realize now, because he said that, I realize he's saying that some woman's crying and he's saying that it's a devastation. I mean, the guy wants me to be upset. And I said to them, hey, I said, I'm happy that she's sick. I'm happy that she's upset. I'm happy that your life is the way it is. I'm happy like that, because I understand that what's amazing is I never want to let the outside world destroy me. I never want to get upset because you're upset. I never want to be upset because your kid gets hit by a car. Understand? I'm happy that your kid gets hit by a car. I'm happy that your kid falls off the balcony and dies. I'm happy about that. I don't want to be upset. Understand? So I'm happy. Either way, it's not scratch me happy. Understand? Don't go for the scratchies. What's a scratchy in Australia? A scratchy is something that tries to go for the lotto, and you go and select the numbers of lotto and bingo, and you're trying to scratch your way into success. Don't do that. If you're trying to scratch your way into success, try to communicate it in a way that you're communicating your way to success, because communication is the only way to succeed. So if you understand a billionaire, you're looking at one. Why? I can public speak. I can speak in front of a crowd. I can talk all day long. I can give you ideas all day long. But that's what a billionaire does. I'm already a billionaire. I have over 72 years to achieve $1 billion. I can do it easily. I can do $1 billion over 72 years. I can achieve it. I promise you what's amazing is just be a multi-billionaire. I promise you what's after that. I promise you then it's trillionaire. Be a multi-billionaire in life and that's that. Either way, you can achieve more. I'm already a trillionaire. I'm already all the money in the world. There's no amount of money that can actually price me. I'm for free. I'll never be sponsored by other people in terms of I never let other people try to control me. Understand? Nobody can control my eye. Guess what? Or they may be able to control Pitt Street Mall, or let's say Sydney, Australia, or whatever, or else they may close the borders. But guess what? I realize if they try to take your I love you away from you, or else they have to kill you, don't they? Or else now, either way, what's amazing is the world's much better than yesterday, or else every single day, or else the world is always becoming much more. But what is amazing is communicating your way into success every single day and focusing upon different methods and strategies to do so. Or else when I do that daily, I plan, I make sure every single day I focus upon different strategies to give you skills and to dig into my combination and my communication and everything I have to give you. I have to give you that communication, because when I give you the skills and knowledge to persuade your life into growth, then I inspire you, and then I change your life forever. Do you understand? The only individual that can really change your life is you, but I can inspire you with the information to do so. Otherwise, if you read 600 hours of my information, you are somebody inspirational right away. You'll be on the street doing it very quickly. I promise you, although, that what's amazing every single day is understand that if you're anything inspirational in life, you'll grow. I promise you every single day there's always something more that I can do, like what? I say when I grow different tactics, I grow different abilities. I focus on myself, and I say that when I cough, I know my eye. I understand every single day there's always more to give. I understand when I give more, I look to cherish myself. I look to make sure I love myself. I look to say anything that's spontaneous. I look to make sure that I ask a question out of the blue, or say something out of the blue, or teach you something out of the blue. I make sure I look for ideas while I speak, and then I think in the spot. I do it on the spot. I make sure that you understand that I have not been practicing this speech anywhere else other than here. Understand? All my future speeches are already done in a way that I'm doing it. You understand? I'm doing more and more throughout time. I understand, although that what's amazing is I just come up with the speech. I'm making this whole speech up. I mean, you understand? I'm making it up on the go. I'm planning the speech along the way. I'm doing it right now. I'm learning as I go along. Right now, I'm learning how to communicate on the go. I'm learning very fast. I'm very quick to learn. I have to learn very fast to understand who I am. I know my I. And I promise you every single day that when I focus upon my I daily, I focus upon different strategies and techniques to grow. I promise you when I grow, I find the best techniques in the planet. I make sure every single day I come back to the I again so I can focus upon how I live my life. I have to live my life greater. I have to make sure when I live my life greater, I focus upon the best strategies that make me healthier. I focus upon the ideas that I can see. I understand if you're fat or not, you must understand to never be offended by yourself. You must be never jealous of other people who are successful more than you, because those who are more successful than you are communicating more than you. I promise you it's that simple. So if you always understand that what you're doing every single day is focusing on yourself the most, you can become much more successful every single day. I understand every single day I focus upon different areas and different tactics and making sure I'm asking those questions, but looking to give you those ideas in a different way. Why? Why do I want to give you ideas in a different way? I understand because I have to grow differently. I have to seek different ways of communication, and I have to make sure that my nice, beautiful speech is always different from the previous one, and that's why I do it differently. I understand when I go and live life differently, I make sure every single day I reason upon reason upon reason differently so I can understand how to grow, because that's the only way I grow. I understand every single day I go and focus upon my ability to go and strategize upon what I have in my vocabulary. I go and focus upon just processing that information, and then I process it in a different way every single time. I promise you every single day I look into my information, I look for new ideas. I promise you when I look for new ideas, I focus upon what to say and why to say it. I promise you when I say it, I also mean it. I promise you when I mean it, I promise you I do it. I promise you when I do it, I understand how to lead it. I promise you when I lead it, I understand how to be it. I promise you every single day I focus upon making sure that I can go and grow thyself in what information I do have, which is unlimiting. I promise you my information is eternity. I promise you it's something I can always grab into, and then I can speak it. I can speak anything. I promise you I can speak it into fruition. I understand that what's amazing is I never need my belief in you. I need my belief in I only. Do you understand? So I never need you to believe in me. I already believe in I. In a sense, so what's amazing is you just believe in your own I, which is I love you. I promise you every single day. So I'm focusing upon making sure I'm always delivering that content. So I understand I'm never disappointing myself in terms of I understand that what's amazing every single day is I focus upon different strategies and different techniques to be the best I can be. I promise you what's amazing every single day is I focus upon making sure I grow. I promise you when I grow, I give different ideas. I'll go and look for different ways of communication. And then when I understand that there's always a new reason to live life. I expand the context. I'm expanding my context. So sometimes I may repeat some information, but then I repeat it in a different way, where I reason upon it, and I reason upon it, and I reason upon it, and then I understand I have a massive circle of context, and that radius of context is what my vocabulary is, which is, I realize what I've given you. I realize what I've given you is 600 hours. I realize that's my context. I realize when I go to 1,200 hours of video content, I realize that's my bigger context. I realize I have a bigger radius. I realize 12,000 times 12,000 is a radius. So right now I have 600 times 600, and then I'll have also more than that. I realize I have more than 600 times 600. I realize that what's amazing is I have all the numbers in the world. You understand? I have all the different techniques every single day, and I'm more than what I say. I'm more than what I am. I'm more than what I am every single day, but I'm focusing upon different strategies every single day to focus upon growth. I understand when I do that, I focus upon different areas and skills, and then I focus on accomplishing a better method. I promise you when I accomplish a better method, I focus upon different areas of interest. What are some different areas of interest every single day? I promise you the bank's information. I promise you real estate information. I promise you what you see information. Understand? Every single day, there's always something new in terms of information and products, but making sure you're coping differently. You have to be coping and finding the new tactic of, let's say, interest in your life to focus upon better. I understand when you're focusing upon better, I leave my phone on top of my nice, beautiful portable speaker over here because my pockets are clean. Or there's nothing in my pockets other than space. Or there's only space in my pockets, but I make sure to go and clear my nice, beautiful life in a way that I have a better life. I understand either way, when I have a better life, I have more space, I have more clarity, I have more something to say every single day, and then I focus upon a greater life technique. I promise you either way, that what's nice about making sure they understand that when a rubbish man puts your business card in the rubbish, but they're sweeping it just in front of you, but they don't want to give the business card back to you. I mean, do you understand? Or that's 20 cents they sweep up that I gave. But guess what? I realized that what's amazing is that I realized they're worth less than 20 cents in life. I mean, do you understand? So what's amazing is understand that when you're kind and my business cards fly away and you're the rubbish collector, I mean, understand when you see that business card and there's my photo on it, and then you sweep it into the bin, and you don't want to give me back that business card, you don't want to pick up those 2 business cards to come and give it to me, or else now understand that you fell below 20 cents. I mean, do you understand? I mean, you're a 20-cent type of rubbish man. I understand. I mean, do you understand? So either way, I understand that no matter what, or else that what's amazing is when you're kind and more than kind enough to pick up somebody's business cards because they flew away in the first place. Or else that what's amazing is when you pick it up and give it back to them, or else that what's amazing is you lift yourself. I mean, do you understand? So I understand that rubbish collector is always going to be a rubbish collector now because of what they've done. I understand either way. I understand that what's amazing is never ever go sweep other people's business cards in the rubbish. I mean, don't sweep people's business cards and don't go around Pitt Street Mall trying to find some rubbish man. I mean, you understand rubbish people? I mean, they're rubbish people and they work for rubbish. I mean, because they're rubbish. I mean, understand? I realize they're sweeping the streets because they're rubbish people. I mean, understand? I mean, that's how it is. I mean, why do you want to sweep up rubbish for? I mean, that's not the way to go. I'm pretty sure what the way to go is understanding how to grow every single day. Or else it's making sure every single day you focus on your ability to make sure you have strength. I'll give you one of my business cards. Oh, thank you, sir. I realize that what's amazing every single day is when you find people on the street doing rubbish, or else it's because they're rubbish people. I mean, understand? I never want to be a rubbish person. I mean, understand? I'm better than rubbish. I realize that every single day I focus on something different, but we're all divine beings. I realize everybody's a divine being, but have business cards ready to make sure you're giving business cards. I have a new business card today. You can come check it out. I promise you, although that it has my nice beautiful icon, which is my face, or as I'm an icon, I'm something great. I realize that every single day I focus on different strategies and different techniques to give you. I realize when I give my nice beautiful business cards a go, I make sure I put my face and my body in a fashion modeling trend, and then I understand either way, I put my tag, which is my Danny Milivojevic tag, and then I understand either way that I go and screenshot my nice beautiful applications in my phone, and what I do is I connect the nice beautiful 3 applications, which is Mega Drive and YouTube and Instagram where you can find me, and then I crop it to have those 3 in one photo, and then I crop it and then I put it into Canva. I use Canva for my business cards. I understand, although I do it for myself in terms of my eye. I never do it for anything other than eye. I understand that what's important every single day is that I go and focus upon building my nice beautiful reputation. So I go on Canva and I pick up a nice beautiful display, and I make sure either way I go to Officeworks and I print 100 nice beautiful business cards and I give $10. But then guess what? I realize when I give it out, or sometimes I give a business card to 7 people, and either way those 7 people can find my business card. I mean, in a sense, so either way, or else what's amazing is have an extra promotion anyway. So sometimes along the way, I can go and give a business card here and there to people who don't want to go and bend over to get my business cards. Or else what's amazing every single day is show your business cards a bit better, and every single day focus upon having a better business skill. I promise you, business skills is the way to go, but if you want business skills, you need to read, baby. You need to read something. So if you're not reading from me, you read from somebody else. I promise you, it's that simple. So if you don't trust my information, go and trust somebody else's information then. Information doesn't lie. Or else you don't trust my information, or else then you trust then you actually trust homeless people's information. In a sense, so either way, what's amazing every single day is focus on my information alone, and then you understand either way that you will expand anyway. Understand? Or is that you don't have to, but guess what? You expand your information and focus upon information alone. Understand? I promise you, when you focus upon information alone, you focus upon different strategies and techniques to grow. You focus on something new to say. You focus on new ideas to bring out to the table. I promise you, when you come to the table with business entrepreneurs, you're not there to just hang around. Understand? You're not there to just be with them. You're there to give them some ideas or nothing. Guess what? Or else business is ideas. And if you have no ideas, or else I stay away from you. I go to people who have ideas. I go to people who are rich with ideas. I promise you, they're the ones I hang around with. Because they're the ones who are giving me growth ideas. And they actually have something to give. So I go to the ones who are givers. and then actually I become a giver. I become a giver who's a given of surplus integrity. I understand every single day I focus on different techniques and different strategies to make sure that my life is great. I promise you, when my life is great, I focus on different areas of conclusion, which is growth. I understand that growth is a conclusion in a way that I go to my eye. I understand although the growth is everything. I mean, you understand? I realize either way, when I focus upon ideas and upon ideas and upon ideas, I reason upon that. And then when I reason upon that, I make sure I reason better. I realize when you want to speak something, you speak it better. Whereas now, when you call someone inspirational, you say they are inspirational because they are better. I mean, you understand? I mean, when you're saying something better again, you'll say, I understand the dog so much better. I mean, you understand? I mean, it isn't that positive. I've actually now talk like that. I've actually every single day, I understand for the better. I say every single day, I realize when I talk about better, I say every single day, I make sure I'm better. I say when I'm better than that, I understand that's how I really need to be. That's positive, isn't it? Every single day, positive talk gets you higher. Zig Ziglar says that positivity will get you further than negativity ever will. Although that what's amazing every single day is focus upon a better life for yourself. Focus upon making sure that everybody has ideas. Although that today I have many ideas from the people around me. So understand either way, they're giving me ideas as a whole. So when a crowd of thousands of people walk away from me, I realize that's an idea, isn't it? I realize that when only 1% of the crowd comes to get my nice, beautiful business card, I realize that's an idea. I'm grabbing ideas by how people look at me and how people are really, really encouraging me today, and how people are asking me questions, and how many people are actually inspirational around Sydney, Australia, around here. I understand there's only a minimum. There's only a minimal people who are actually inspirational. I understand? And why is that? Because those people who are giving me ideas are inspirational. And that's that. I promise you, those people who don't give me some ideas today are not inspirational. I promise you, that means everybody's inspirational to a certain degree. I promise you, although, what makes much more inspirations than anybody else? I promise you, that's an inspiration at first. I promise you, everybody must be an inspiration at first to have a class of inspirations every single day. You must be focusing upon how to make yourself much more inspiring in terms of inspiring every single day, so that you can find much more peace with yourself. Otherwise, when you find much more peace with yourself, you find how to grow yourself. You find skills and tactics, and understand either way that what's amazing is go and focus on yourself the most, and that way you'll self-love yourself, and you'll have self-interest, and you'll have compound interest in loving yourself, because that way you'll find ideas, you'll find strategies, you'll find something of information to give. I understand that what's amazing is every single day now, I look for the nice, beautiful tactics still, and I've been writing it for 3 years, and I'm still developing this nice, beautiful scientific study. I do a scientific study every single day about what you never do. Whereas now, what you never do today is, for myself, I never go to Officeworks ever again. I also never go to Martin Place in terms of the nice, beautiful Wynyard station to go to the toilet. I never go there, because that's what you never do. Understand? And that's what my nice, beautiful journal is all about, which is what you never do. And then I try to go every single day about what I never do. So when I have to think about what I never do, I may find a place. I understand, although the JB Hi-Fi, I'll still be going there. I'll still be going there. But sometimes when I quit JB Hi-Fi, I say JB Hi-Fi is what you never do. Understand? So realize I never have to go and think about it anymore. Whereas now McDonald's, I never think about McDonald's anymore, because that's what you never do. I remove the thinking from going to McDonald's. I remove the thinking of going to any other. Now, for example, let's say that you want to be more specific about where you go in life. So let's say you live in New South Wales and you're Danny Milivojevic. So what I did recently is I realized that I'm always doing. I understand, although, that I said to myself, hey, I'll never go anywhere other than Town Hall Station and Martin Place and Pitt Street Mall and also Q Space Hotel. And that's that. Now, either way, those are the 4 places I'll go to in Sydney, Australia. I promise you, those are the only 4 places you ever find me. Either way, I'm walking along those places, and that's that. Understand? There's one path there. Understand? Although, guess what? I understand either way that what's amazing every single day is I focus upon different areas of life. I understand that every single day, I have 4 areas of Sydney that I just go to. I promise you, I'm very specific like that. Where are the toilets that I go around Australia in Sydney? I promise you, I go to Pitt Street Mall toilet and Q Space Hotel toilet, and that's it. I'm focusing on that point, and that's that. I focus on those 2 points, and that's that. Unfortunately, what's amazing every single day is I realize before I even came to this nice, beautiful public speaking program, I have to go to the toilet. But it's just minimal, let's say, just to go to the toilet. But I understand, although it's nothing like, let's say, where I have to rush to go. So what did I do? I realized I just came here, I didn't even go to the toilet. I mean, understand? Because why? I realized that because before I understand either way, that what's amazing, that if I go to the toilet, or else it's an extra 10 minutes to go to the toilet and then go back to my accommodation. And then I understand, although I just want to go. I just want to come here and do my nice, beautiful program. I realize that what's important much more than that is that I understand that when I really have to go to the toilet, I go to the toilet. It's that simple. I realize I can see the difference between busting to go to the toilet and not busting to go to the toilet. I mean, understand the differences of life, because that's what teaches every single day. I mean, be teaching every single day somebody something, because that's what positivity does. I promise you, positivity is making sure that you learn all the tricks in the book. I mean, learn all the skills that you ever can. But when you learn all the skills that you ever can, you focus upon different areas of life, and then you'll focus upon what you can do and what you can say. But you have to understand that every single day, I understand that what's amazing is sometimes 9 to 5 workers are very lucky to be hearing me out today, because I understand that most of them are not allowed to have an earphone piece in their actual ears while I'm speaking. Although what's amazing is when you're working a 9 to 5 job, or else they don't let you have earphones to read something at least. So at least you can read this, or else at least you can be here and start reading something, because I understand that most people who are walking past me today have no earphones in, or else they're not listening to anything. Or else, although, realize this, I'm something. Or else now when they walk past me, of course, or else now plenty of sounds around Australia and around the world, or else people are going to be talking around and they're listening to something. But be more specific about what you listen to. I mean, be an entrepreneur and start listening to information like this on the go, and start walking and listen to this as you go along, and you'll be much more inspirational than watching a TV show while you're walking somewhere. I mean, understand that TV shows don't teach you much. I promise you, my information does. I promise you, soccer information doesn't teach you much. I promise you, radio stations don't teach you much. I promise you, news channels don't teach you much. But what teaches you is my information, or else my information is real knowledge. Or else, why is that? Because I am a brand. I am an actual face who stands by the information. But let's say, for example, in the news channels, or else anybody behind the scenes is writing information. I mean, guess what? Or else there's no face in the news. Or else now they may put a face to talk it out, but that's not where the actual information came from. Or else there's no face on that information. So be wary of that information. Or is that information like the news channels or the radio channels? I mean, look at the radio channels, for example. I mean, the radio channels may have Kylie and Jackie O. I mean, understand? And now they, as people on the radio, speaking about their thoughts and their recognition or whatever. But guess what? Or else it's not something that they talk about in terms of business, where you can go and strategize, even though they may teach you a little bit. I mean, you understand? But it's not just business, is it? Or do they talk about Beyonce? Or do they talk about Justin Bieber? Or do they talk about, let's say, the Melbourne Cup? Or do they talk about the horses? Or do they talk about the shotgun over there? I mean, they talk about everything. I talk about life. I mean, I talk about life in terms of business and how you can really grow. I mean, they're talking about Melbourne Cup and how people are going over there. I mean, they may update you about something. I mean, yeah, but they're not really strictly about improving you. I mean, understand? I mean, what's amazing is understand that they grow you, or else they actually give you some information. But what's amazing is they grow you even more than them. I mean, why is that? Or is that because they don't do this, or else they don't go and live a life of being better than yesterday? I mean, understand? I mean, they're worse than yesterday. I mean, understand? So realize that most people on the radio shows are worse than yesterday, or is they're worse in their communication, or as yes, or as the news channels and all that, or as they may give you information, but it's much more trustworthy to go and listen to Kylie and Jackie O on the radio station than to listen to the news channels. I promise you. I'd rather listen to people who are actually speaking out the information than the people who are on the news channels speaking other people's information. I mean, you understand? So trust the ones who are actually branding themselves much more than other people, and you understand where the information is coming from. I mean, when you don't understand where the information is coming from, I mean, how can you trust that information? I mean, trust information much more though. I mean, go be reading much more than what you are. And that way you'll be much more of a leader, because those who are leading much more are the ones greater than everybody else. You have to understand every single day I'm leading and I'm always branding myself. I mean, where is the Bible coming from? I mean, from Jesus Christ. I mean, that's that. You can trust that. You can trust the Bible. I mean, understand, the Bible is written long ago. I mean, do you understand? But that's the only information back then. So trust it. I mean, trust that information. I mean, it's either trust it or don't trust it. I understand, although what you do is trust information more. Because information doesn't hurt you unless you let it hurt you. Or else now, how do you let information hurt you then? I mean, if I say go jump off a bridge and you do it, you are letting then information hurt you. I mean, understand that nothing can, let's say, get to you in life in terms of words. I promise you that what's amazing is go pick out the better decisions. I promise you when you pick out the better decisions, I never hate you, I understand I love you. I promise you that what's amazing, I promise you that what's amazing every single day is a focus upon different areas, but you have to understand every single day to process information differently. I promise you when you process information differently, you focus on ideas on how to do that every single day. I promise you there's always a new skill and new tactic to do so. But anyway, guys, I understand that I have to leave you. I understand that my nice, beautiful basketball performance is done for today. I understand that what's amazing every single day is just really, really leave the nice, beautiful speech on a high note every single time and give people 5 ideas or something like that every single day. And more than that, but make sure every single day you don't limit yourself to make sure that every single day that you must be in integrity and you must be growing and you must be more motivational.